Hello, good afternoon and welcome back to Crafters TV. It's all changed here. Craig's gone off to have some lunch and I'm here for the next 3 hours to guide you through our next show. So this is our brilliant launch day. So it's going to have some fantastic demos for you and show you all about our new collection that's launching today. So thank you for joining me. We're going to have an absolutely fantastic show, but I'm not here alone. You've already seen this morning that we've got the wonderful Gwen here. So she was here from Creative Expressions and she's all sat there ready. You've had your lunch, Gwen. You ready for another afternoon?
I'm ready to go, yes.
She's ready to go. And so, have you got some samples of what you can show us for this afternoon,
give you
please?
A sneak peek.
That would be fantastic.
So we're bringing you some fabulous dies. They're called one-liners, and they're like a doodle, if you like. They start at one point and finish at the next, and in between these amazing designs happen. So we've got a fabulous heart design, suitable for lots of occasions, birthdays, celebrations, just I love you. And we're going to bring you some fantastic Cosmic Shimmer products as well. So we've got some alcohol inks from Ranger, and we've got Cosmic Shimmer Intense Pigment Stains, and all these lovely goodies we're bringing for you. Here we've got the champagne glasses, again, fabulous for any occasion. And then beautiful butterflies.
Oh,
everybody
pretty,
loves butterflies, don't they? And that's using some of the fabulous Ranger Sparkle Yupo cardstock, also coming up. You can go simple with these, you can go grungy, you can go modern, you can go elegant. Here's a slightly more modern take on one, using some washi tape.
So many different looks and styles, aren't
Absolutely,
they?
they lend themselves to so many different
They
styles.
really do.
I think they're going to suit everybody.
Or is that mixed a couple of them together then, that one?
This is using the balloons. You get the main balloon die and you get a couple of accessory balloons. So you can make up a big bunch of balloons, which is just lovely.
I'm thinking new baby card
there. And that's using the die, the bow with it as well.
Yeah.
So yes, you can combine them. And there's that fabulous bow. And in the background are some of our colourful crystal tints.
Absolutely
so very
gorgeous.
Versatile.
So Gwen will be coming up. It'll be around 4 o'clock. So that'll be absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. So we're really looking on there. So we're going to look at this new collection that we're launching today. This is all about our paper piecing, and we've also got our hold and release papers, and I think actually those would go brilliantly with the dies that Gwen has just shown you as well. So, you know, brilliant way to do it. But as I said, I'm here today presenting. I'm not demonstrating, so we need a different craft expert. So I thought, well, who should we go for? I thought today we'd go right to the very top. Now, if I just showed you this book that we might be able to talk about in a little while, that might give you a hint of who my expert is today. Yes, this is Sara's new book, and she's going to give you a quick sneaky peek and talk about this in a little while. We're going to do some demonstrations first. But Sara, good afternoon.
Well, good crafternoon, darlings. Our first time working together.
It is, isn't it? It's exciting stuff.
I don't know if they've warned you, but you're not going to know what's hit you by the time you finish a couple of hours with me. Yeah, I think poor Gwen's going to be like, oh, hey, at least it's not a cartload show. Then you would have needed to lie down. I said that you've got Craig tonight. I had Craig for cartload last... Oh, we're on the move. I had Craig for cartload last week, and yes, us two together, it was interesting, let's just say. I think everybody at home was ready for a lie down by the time we'd finished. So, what I want to do is, these paper piecing dies, I know you did a little preview of them this morning on Wake Up Call, but they are fabulous. Now, I know I would say that, okay, but if I just show you, so we've talked about paper piecing designs in the past, Corrine, and quite often we've had designs and we've said, oh, these would be lovely for paper piecing. However, this is the first time, go on Nicola, get us in a bit closer. It's the first time we've actually illustrated designs. There, she's coming. First time we've hand illustrated designs specifically for paper piecing. So for example, what we're talking about is all the open spaces are just the right size to be able to work into, whether it is this beautiful one with the daffodils. Do you want to see some of the designs that I'm going to be making over the course of the show? I'm going to be doing this one here. What a fabulous card this is. Look at the bees, look at the daisies, look at the little all of these pieced back in. It just lends itself perfectly well. You've got that gorgeous daisy with the bees. We've got the most incredible, and I mean incredible, rose design. I mean that there. Now, the beauty with that one is, Corrine, you can do it in, it's beautiful in the pinks. I've got a gorgeous one over here. Look at this in the matte mirror card.
Wow.
Same design, but in the matte mirror, it looks so incredibly different. But they all lend themselves perfectly well to this piecing technique, okay? Now, here's the thing, right? We've got 5 different designs, right? I'm going to try and fish through and show you all 5 of the different designs in here, okay? So, first one here, right? This one here, this is your trailing florals. That is the one that you saw on this design here. So can you see you've got the florals around the outside, and again, when they're pieced in, this is what it's going to look like. That one there is your trailing florals. Now, I will tell you, all of these, either you've got the bundle with all of it and the hold and release paper, which I'll teach you about, which is a 20% saving, or we've got a twofer. So the twofer details are on the bottom, okay? That is your trail and florals. Your next one here is your happy bees. That's the one that I just showed you, okay? That second design. Here's another collection with it in. So here it is done landscape, or here it is done portrait. Again, totally different look with, and it's up to you whether you want to piece all these little bits in, Corrine. I like just doing it and piecing the lovely little daisies in.
Choose how much you want to put in, can't you?
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Exactly. You don't need to do all of it. That's the beauty of it, okay? Now, the rose is the next one that I shared with you. So you can see there, it's a lovely big open space. These are all creator cards as well, guys. So if you just love the creator card designs, they are beautiful creator cards. Topped on, to me, the paper piecing's the cherry on top, okay? Now, it wouldn't be Crafter's Companion without having a butterfly in there, right? So this is your butterfly design. Now, I will, over the course of the show, also teach you how to piece in things like your glitter pieces, how we can do your multicoloured paper piecing in there. I'll touch on all of that over the course of the show. This one, I do think, look, here's another one with it. This one is probably going to be one of the favourites, I would imagine, okay? And then talking about favourites, we have a 5th design, which is exclusive here at Crafters TV, which is the Peacock. Now, all of these bits to piece in, I'm just going to tell you now, this is the most therapeutic design to sit and work with. And this is done in a 2-tone colour, and how fabulous does it? I mean, it's just incredible. Now, Corrine, you get all 5 of them, and you get all 5 of them along with this brand new product here, which is called our release paper. Now, our presenter George said to me, she was like, I don't understand. I don't understand why you want the release. You just go, come on, I've seen you do paper piecing all the time. Yes, you'll notice, Corrine, well, I don't know, but I don't know about when you've done paper piecing on the show, but whenever I've done paper piecing on a show, Corrine, what I generally find is, by the time I tap my little bits out, half of them go missing all over the floor.
Sneeze.
And I can't remember which pit goes in which hole. Right? So what I want to do is I want to show you how we're going to do it. Right, where am I? Lovely design to work with here, right? So, if I open up the rose one, is it all right if I just go straight in for a demo here? Is that, yeah? You don't mind that, Corrine, do you? I'm straight in, yeah? I'm waiting for some authorisation from Corrine. She hasn't said I can't,
no,
so
you can't.
We're all good.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll just say, if you want to get these today, normally they are £9.99 each. So you've got £50 there just in your dies. But today you're going to get these with 20% off for $45.99 or $67.75. But I mean, if you're a platinum member, that's going down to $36.79. So we're probably talking just about £7 a die, and then a couple of pounds for your release sheets, which I think is fantastic. She said, I forgot you do the maths all the time. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I like maths. Maths is my thing. So as I'm reading that, I'm working out the maths all the time.
I'm going to remember that one. I'm going to remember that one.
Oh, love the maths.
So
this is absolutely the perfect time to do it, and especially if you want to get that gorgeous, gorgeous peacock. So I'll let you show how this works. Just with what you've done so far.
Right, come on. Have I got any acetate in here? Yes, I do. Please, acetate,
now,
right.
Acetate, I think, is one of the things I would say they need to be buying if they haven't. So we have 3 packs of the A5 heavyweight acetate on the show.
We've got the heavyweight on.
The heavyweight, which is perfect.
Yes.
A5 size, so it's just a bit bigger. So 3 packs of the A5.
I'm so pleased we've got that in stock in time. So pleased. Well, watch what I've done, Corrine, right? This isn't one of my demos, guys. This is just me showing you how it works, okay? So watch what I've done. I've die cut this through, and I've just run it through the Xyron so that I can actually get one here where I've got the design ready to do the paper piecing, okay? So I'm going to pop that in place there. there's my design goes down. So we now have the design onto a little bit of acetate, right? So I'm just going to cut this out, and we can come back and finish the demo on this a little bit later in the show, okay? And I want to show you how this hold release foam works. Did you see while you were chatting, Corrine? I actually just peeled the back off it, and I just stuck a little bit onto my cardstock. Now, it's not sticky. This is the important thing to people. It's not sticky.
Just tacky, isn't it? Yeah.
Just a little bit tacky, right? Now, watch what you do. You take your die. I'm going to pop my die down on there and hold it in place with just a little bit of tape, right, in the middle where we're going to lift this out. Now, really important. What we're doing here, Corrine, is we're cutting through the paper, not the foam.
Yeah.
The foam is to hold it in place while you're working with it. So what you do is you make up your regular sandwich, so into your base plate, you're going to put your clear on. You're not going to use the magnetic.
No.
Because if you put the magnetic in, you're putting all the pressure in the machine, we're going to cut through the foam. Think about it. If when you're doing your, if when you're like showing all the multimedia stuff you can cut on the Gemini, it'll cut through a foam like that, no problem. We don't want to cut through it. We just want to indent the top level. So if you look here, what I've done here is, again, if we lift this off, right?
This is where you're going, and when you show up the back, it's just not what you would normally want, isn't it? If you flip that over, you think to yourself, oh, it hasn't cut, don't you?
It hasn't cut the back. That's what we want. Then watch what you do. You're going to release this part off here, right? Oh, let me just get my pokey tool, because what you need to keep an eye of is just any little bits that you catch that you maybe didn't want to. So they're in there. That's all come off.
It's just the pressure's so good. Sometimes it just takes it, doesn't it? And it just takes a minute just to release it through, so that you
get it all
the bits
released
that you want.
That's it. Just make sure you only release the bits. Now I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to make sure I'm only releasing the bit. Yep, I'm left all the bits in that I want, right? So now I've left with the bits that I want a paper piece. In fact, we can have a look and we can say, well, I know I don't want that and I know I don't want that, right? So I'm just going to piece the inside bits of the flower. Look how that is all held exactly in place. Yep. So that now when I bring this in and I can come in with my tacky glue, right, you can easily see what's going where, when, why, how, where am I lifting it from, where's it going to go, how am I going to piece it in, what's missing where. It's not like a jigsaw puzzle that you can't make sense of. So now each of these, if this was sticky, Corrine, what I would have to do is I'd have to make sure that this was in exactly the right place.
Yeah.
Whereas I can pop that down and then I can manoeuvre that exactly into where I want it.
And what I love is you could have actually die cut all those pieces yesterday, last week, and they're still in the right place for you to paper piece today.
Yes,
which is an absolute dream, I think, because if I'd have cut these last week, by the time I got to today, I'd have lost at least half of them.
That's the difference.
I'd have found them on the dog, I think, by now.
I just know when we preparing demonstrations, Corrine, to do on Crafters TV here, and you're preparing one, a few days in advance that you're going to deliver a couple of days later, and we try and get everything ready for a paper piecing demo. Oh, they're the worst. I hate demoing paper piecing live on TV because we can't do this. We can't get everything held in place ready. Whereas now, I mean, look at this, look how easy it is. And paper piecing is supposed to be one of the most relaxing, enjoyable things that you demonstrate, right? And how are you it's just coming into place really easily. And the great thing about this is the designs. It's not just, in the past I've said, Corrine, oh, this would be lovely for paper piecing. Well, it's by chance a couple of bits might be lovely, but these have actually been all drawn specifically to be paper pieced. Yeah. So you know that everything is the right size. I mean, yes, you've got a couple of little fiddly bits on here, but in the past I know I've had it where I've said, oh, this will be good, and I'm thinking, well, the right-hand side of the design's good. I wouldn't want to be piecing the left-hand side, and that would be a right pain. And I think that, but maybe that's not what I'm saying when we're live on here, because it hasn't been designed specifically for that purpose. This is the first time we've ever done designs specifically for this purpose, and it's just it's really relaxing, it's really enjoyable, it's paper piecing at its absolute best. And I know Leanne, and it's Leanne personally, not Leanne's team, Leanne personally worked on this product for so long because she loves this craft. She actually loves doing paper piecing, And so she wanted to try and find a way to make it easy. I mean, can you just, come
But
on,
look, I
how
love
easy
how
is
that-
this, guys?
I love how that sheet is holding it while you want it to, but it's giving up the piece so easily when
Easily.
you need it to, doesn't
Yes,
it?
that's the beauty of it, isn't it? And then look, the larger pieces I was just picking up with my fingers, the smaller pieces I've been able to go straight in there. I mean, look at that. How easy was that? Corinne, I'm going to sit and fiddle on with the next one just because I'm enjoying it so much.
And I love
think
how you
that's the
only put the
beauty.
glue on a small amount at a time.
Yes.
Don't try and overglue. I think that's a really, really important bit, isn't it?
Well, I think it's, you want time, because you want that glue. I mean, it is tacky glue. So this, if in case you're wondering, guys, I've actually taken our small pots and I've decanted the small pots of tacky glue in one of the things of tacky glue into one of our small pots. So this is the beauty of it. I'm just working on a small area at once, because it's tacky enough to hold it straight away, but it will dry quite quickly. I'll probably be able to turn these over in about 10 minutes and they'll all be dry in there. So that's, you want that little bit of manoeuvrability time. Now, if you're looking for a nice relaxing afternoon, guys, this afternoon, I know you don't find that with me very often, you won't find me saying that, but paper piecing is pretty much one of the most relaxing hobbies that you can do from a paper craft standpoint. Alongside colouring, colouring's always my happy place. This is the one that's absolutely going to do it. And I just think that hold and release foam, by the way, we do have it available individually on its own. So those of you who do a lot of paper piecing and just want to get together a couple of other packs of these, a lot of people are getting at least one extra pack in with their order. So if you do a lot of paper piecing, guys, get a couple of packs of the hold and release foam, because it's not designed just to work with these. It's just a case of we managed to get the design. As soon as we had the foam working, we were like, right, let's get them paper piecing dies that we've had kind of briefed and aspired to bring out for a while, but never wanted to do until we'd found a way to make it easy. We were like, right, let's bring those designs to life. Can you imagine doing the Peacock like this, Corinne?
I know, amazing, isn't it? But they're going to work with any brand of dies that you have that you want to paper piece with, aren't they? That's going to be brilliant.
But even the creative expressions dies that you've got on a little bit later this afternoon, I think they would be absolutely brilliant for paper piecing, and you'd be able to do them with, you'd be able to use the sheet and it'll just make your life a little bit easier.
Look how close you can bring that sheet to the piece that you're actually sticking it onto. So you've got no doubt at all where the pieces need to go, have you?
I mean, look at that.
You're picking it up and you're going, which way round is it? Does it go here? Does it go there? But look at that, you've pieced those so quickly. I've had a few comments come through on the socials, and
that glue really dry already, Corinne.
I know.
It's fabulous.
Fantastic, isn't it? Mary Pat 1000 saying, Sara, you make it look so easy.
Well, it is.
It is.
Do you know what? It is when you've got when you've got this. And imagine if I'd cut one in the red and maybe one in the green, I could then have pieced in the insides of all the leaves in a green, for example. Now, all I've done is pick out the red roses, but how fantastic is that? I'm going to be doing loads of demos, guys, over the course of the show. I'm going to try and show you I've always wanted to do techniques on paper piecing, because there's loads of different techniques you can look at. I will absolutely pick all of them up as part of the demonstration. I just wanted you instantly to see how that release foam works, because I think it's that aha moment.
Yeah. Absolutely perfect. So if that has inspired you, let's have a look at what you're going to be getting today. You're going to be getting your 5 dies. So these are all 5 of your, 5 die sets, which is going to give you 10 dies. So that's going to give you the 5 detail dies and the 5 frames as well. So you're going to get all of those. And remember, this Peacock is your CTV web exclusive today. So that is absolutely fantastic. But as Sara says, they've all been drawn with paper piecing in mind. So you're going to get 5 die sets. You're also going to get your 10 sheets of hold and release paper. Now, somebody's just asked me a question and said, you need glue too. Yes. It doesn't transfer the glue onto the paper that you're sticking down. The glue on the sheets is to hold it in place so that you can have them all ready to paper piece and know where they are. So if you have a quick look at what you've got your gorgeous Peacock. So this is our pretty Peacock, as remember said, our web exclusive. So you look at that, and as Sara said, look at how relaxing and mindful it's going to be to do that. And you can cut it out as many colours as you want to have the beautiful sort of eyes within the tail. The next one you're going to get is this gorgeous butterfly. So this is our butterflies and blooms, and this is one that I made into a box this morning. So if you can see, look at that, we made that into a shaker box this morning, so that is absolutely gorgeous with a different technique to do that. Then the next one we've got is the roses that Sara just showed you. So that's our radiant roses, absolutely beautiful, and you can see how just your 2 different colours on there, it works really, really well. The next one is our bees. Isn't this gorgeous? Happy bees. Now these have all been cut out of black, but you could, as Sara said, you could be cutting them out of white, you could be cutting them out of any colour you want, or you can even colour them once you've cut them out. And the final one you've got is your trailing florals. So you're going to get all 5 of those and your cardstock, and today, instead of paying $99 per pack of for each pack of dies, you're going to pay $45.99, and that's going to include your hold and release sheets as well, or $67.75 if you're in the US. Now remember, if you're a platinum member, or you this is your first order with us today, then you're going to, the price is going to drop down to £36.79 or $54.20. So that is a massive, massive saving. So absolutely fantastic. So I think we need to have a look at how else we can use this. Are you ready for another demo there, Sara?
Oh, I absolutely am. I'm busy getting everything ready here. Where's my little die? Where I have put the die somewhere really safe for this one. There it is. Nicola's laughing in my ear, okay? Right, so how about we'll do a shaker box? How about we do this incredible shaker box, and you can, it's one of these boxes where you can see right through into the inside, all right? So I'm going to do a shaker box from here. Are you coming to look for something, Midi?
I'm just going to get some samples in a minute when you're done.
Oh, I've left them in a little basket on your desk for you.
I missed that.
Ah! So, but if you want more, I've got more on the belly, and just come pinch them. I think they'd notice them going, mind, just to warn you. Oh, look, I've shook some of my sequins out there. So, right, that's where you always need plenty of foam pads on here. Right, let's have a go. Should we have a little go? So for those who missed me doing the demonstration before, let me show you. Let's go right back to the beginning. How do we do the paper piece? In fact, before we do that, what is paper piecing, right? Paper piecing is this effect here, where you have the design and you actually piece little bits of paper into the gaps in the design. So this is what we're going to do here, okay? So I'm going to start off, I've got one of the dies, this is the butterfly die. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this black cardstock, right? And I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to position them on the black cardstock. And I'm going to hold it in place with a little bit of tape in the middle here, and then also, Corrine, I'm just going to pop a little bit round the outside so that I don't move this outer piece as well, right?
I think that's a bit of tape I left on this morning. So.
Yeah,
we can share tape. We can share tape.
Well, it doesn't hurt, does it not?
No,
so did
not
you
at
do?
all.
You did the butterfly this morning, did you?
I did. Absolutely gorgeous. So the comments coming in. We've got Robbie from Alabama saying, "I love this paper piecing release paper. I don't do this because it's too stressful. Got to have this." And I think a lot of people are thinking exactly the same. Normally, as we were saying, you cut it out and the bits go to the 4 corners of your craft room, never to be seen again. Now you know everything's going to be where you want it to. It's going to be there today, it's going to be there next week, whenever you're ready.
Exactly the point. Now look at that. With that one, we actually want to do all of the cutting out.
Yep.
So all you do is, we're going to live it. Now actually, do you think I can get away? No, I won't. I'll pop them out. I was going to say, do you think I can get away with sitting and... see, if we were doing paper piecing, Corrine, I'd have to sit and pop all these out here now like this, right? And then we'd have to hope that we didn't... Oh, look, we've lost... Oh, no, they've all gone in there, but I don't know what goes where now.
Exactly.
You'd literally be popping these out, hoping that you were holding them in place, right?
Or hoping they'd stay in your die until you were ready to
do them. And look at that. Quite often, they don't stay in the die. I've got a couple... Look at the butterfly, right? Half of them are in the butterfly, half of them are in the die. Right? It is literally the look of the draw. Now, you're going to sit and pop all these out. I've actually got one here where I've sat and popped them all out, so it might be a little bit quicker than me sitting popping them out. Or, better thing is if you emboss it, then they're easily going to pop out of here, right? Now, I've got a little bit of acetate, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this onto the acetate like that. Now, when you're sticking, Corrine, my recommendation here, use your dotty tape pen.
Oh, always.
Because you want your dotty tape pen all the way over the back. Now look at me, I'm not being sparing. Guys, we've got them back in stock, so we are not on a shortage of dotty tape pens. So just get some. We've also got them on the show on a 4 for 3 bundle, because to me, you absolutely want to be ordering at least four at a time when you're doing it. The other option is, I know a lot of people like to, if you've got a Xyron machine, you could run this through your Xyron machine, get all over stick on the back. But look what I'm doing, I'm going like over it loads, so we've got loads of stick on.
I've been introduced to the delights of the Xyron machine since I've been up here, and it's amazing.
Changed your life, has it?
I am so impressed. Yeah,
we never use them because we're never in stock. Soon as they come in, almost as quickly as they come in, they go out, Corrine.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
What all you need to do though there, guys, right, is get yourself a little wipe afterwards, because what you don't want is your sticky sticking to absolutely everything. So I'll get myself a nice little wipe out, and I can just feel along and make sure that I've got all that, the dotty tape pen removed off the back of it. So either use a piece of scrap paper, or if you're using your glass mat, clear that off, right? Now, this is the acetate where you're going to peel the back off, right? Now, I haven't peeled it off yet because I'm just protecting the back of the, but can you see how much clearer it is? It looks a little bit smoky and cloudy at the moment, but it will be clearer, right? Now, that is my base ready to work from, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some bits, the roses in the pink, I'm going to do the butterflies in the purple, and I'm going to do the insides of the flowers in the green. So watch what you do. You're going to get a sheet. I've got pink, purple and green, so I'm going to get my lovely, let's do the purple colour for the butterflies. Then your hold and release foam, right? So what you're doing, this is the specialist foam. If I peel the back off here, can you see it's not sticky, it's just tacky. That's the whole, it's going to hold the stuff in place until you don't want it holding in place anymore, right? So you're just popping this on, and then get your die, and I'm going to pop the stuff out the back of the die. There we go. I don't want... What's
top tip with what you've done there, Sarah, is it's nice to have the paper overhanging the release sheet, because it helps to peel it off at the end.
Oh.
It's like a release lip. You know when you have finger lift tape and you have that little bit, just always have your cardstock a little bit bigger than what you've cut down your release sheet.
So you can release it?
So you can release it.
Nice!
Yes.
Oh, thanks for that tip.
It's okay.
I could have done with this yesterday, you know, when I was presenting the... I've only just worked it out this morning.
Oh, and you're going to take your magnet out of there?
I'm going to... Yes. She has got my back. Thank you so much. Do you know what? I'm so busy giving it all this, Corrine, and I'm not thinking about what I'm doing.
I was thinking, do I say anything? Do I not?
But I was saying, because I would have absolutely killed you later if you said, well, I did notice, but I didn't want to interrupt because you're the boss. No, you've got to always tell me. Right, the golden rule with these is, guys, as Corrine just pointed out, all we want to do is cut through the paper, not the release foam. Your Gemini's got so much pressure that if we use the normal sandwich, it's going to cut through that. It's not even thick foam. It's going to cut through that, no problem. The point is we don't want to cut through the foam. We just want to cut through the paper. So that means you leave your magnetic out. You're going to put your clear and your top plate in. That is all we're going to cut with. Thank you so much, my dear. I'd have been absolutely mortified.
We've had two questions already today saying, can the holder release sheets be used more than once? I think if you did that, because it's cutting into the release sheet, it's not cutting through, it's cutting in. One, I think you're going to mark your card, potentially, from the previous. So on the second cut, you're going to have the indentation of the first one. But also, if you've already partially cut through, you've got more chance of it going through on the second time, haven't you?
That's it.
I would say no.
Try it if you really want to do it, guys, but I'm not being funny. We've tried to make it very inexpensive, so that it is one of those. It's like using an adhesive sheet. So it should, in theory, we didn't design it to be used like that. No. Basically, is the technique. So this is what you said about having a bigger piece.
Just makes it so much easier, doesn't it?
And what I like to do is, can you see? I'm leaving that down there. So this is my butterfly. So I'm just lifting them up and making sure, because it's the butterfly, I'm just making sure any bits of the butterfly that I don't want releasing. It doesn't matter about the flower because I'm doing the flower in a different colour. But
if you keep it on that sheet, your next project, you've now got a purple flower ready, haven't you?
That's it. So I can come round here And then let's have a little look. I'm just going to cut this away because I might leave part of it connected in like that for the time. So I'll only work on part at a time. Now, yes, I suppose in theory, once you lift this up, but you'll see how it's got the other markings down here. Now, let's go and have a little go at doing this, should we? So what you want to do, guys, tacky glue decanted into your little bottle like this. And it makes life so much easier, all right? And then, I'm going to drop this down here. So all I'm doing is putting a tiny little bit of that tacky glue into every one of these bits, right? So you don't want too much in because you don't want it oozing out. You just want a little bit in like this. And notice I've done half the butterfly. And then what I like to do, Corrine, is like pick it up with me pokey tool, pop it into place. Yeah. Pick it up. And just pop it into place. This is where you're going to lose me because it is literally that relaxing. You can just move a tiny bit at a time. Now, when it's bigger pieces, I pick them up with my fingers. But if I've tried paper piecing every which way and what I found was when I've done it and I've tried to make them sticky on the back first, you can't drop them into place. The best way to do is to have the glue in here and to drop them into the glue. That's how you're going to get the best result for paper piecing.
You've got more wiggle room then, haven't you?
Yeah, that's it. And all this does is this holds all of this in place until you're absolutely ready for it. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to do the other half of that now. Basically, that's code for me that I'm going to go quiet and you can talk, Corrine.
Well, that's it. Isn't that perfect? I love how you've got the hold and release sheet right next to where you are working. Yep. So there is absolutely no doubt about what you're using, what goes where and how it goes. So you've actually been able to put quite a bit of glue down because you can work so quickly. I mean, if you didn't have the sheet, you'd only be able to put glue in maybe one or two pieces places before it would have dried, trying to find those pieces. It's a fantastic way to hold everything still for you and keep it still. So absolutely fantastic. So we've had so many comments. I think it's such a busy show. We've got so many people watching. So good afternoon to Lynn Harvey, Val Lloyd in Southampton, Treasure Heart there, Mary Pat 1000. Anne's there saying you need glue too. Yes, we do. We've got Robbie in Alabama, so she thinks this is going to take all of the stress out of it. Treasure Heart's already got it in her collection. Well done, Treasure Heart. Stacey is on too, so is Alex. Sharon is there, and Terry, Tom Anderson. Oh my days. Crafters Companions continues to blow my mind. Where were these release sheets back in the day? Remember the intricate air balloon? I ended up cutting so many times because I kept losing pieces. These are a game changer. Well, thank you. We couldn't have actually written that better ourselves.
We really couldn't.
We really couldn't. It just shows you how perfect it is. And I never got as far as showing it this morning. You see the piece you're peeling off, Sarah?
Yes.
That's a frame for another one ready to go.
Do you know, if I've done it a little bit more well, actually, I have done it relatively
careful. I think you have
careful.
done that one, haven't you? There you go, perfect.
Do you know what, really, other than that tiny little bit there where I wasn't being careful, you're right. Yeah. That is ready to go right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. So don't think it's wasteful. You're going to be able to reuse all the pieces time and time again.
Time and time again.
So perfect.
And just be careful not to cut all the way through it because then that makes it a little bit easier. Look at this, the releasing part. And it's easy for you to see once you've got there. So now, you see, I've got the second colour ready. Yeah. So now I'm just going to go in with a couple of bits of the green just to give you a little bit of an idea. I'm not going to do all of it, but I'm going to do enough to give you a bit of an idea. And the greens are a little bit easier because they're a bit bigger. I can easily pick one of those up and just pop it into place where we want them to go here. Right.
Now, you know what? I think these are going to look beautiful over the top of a vellum.
Oh,
I think these would look beautiful. And we have some fantastic vellums available today, and they've all got 10% off. And once Sarah's finished this, I'm going to show you some. Some are patterned, some are solid colours, and some are very sort of muted patterns. So you're going to be able to get completely different looks with them, but they are going to be the perfect accompaniment for these when you want to do them. So absolutely gorgeous. But look at that. I think the black The black contrast.
The black's very striking, isn't it?
Gorgeous, doesn't it?
Very striking. So I'm not going to do the whole paper piece, otherwise it would be only one demo in the whole 2-hour show, Corrine. However, what I will do is show you that. So I've got a little bit of the leaf done. I've got a little bit of the butterfly done. If I peel that back off there now, you'll see so you can see it's nice and clear. That is looking pretty fantastic, right? Starting to look pretty fantastic already. What I've got is, I've got the one here where we've got the whole one done ready, right? So that's had time to dry and the whole piece has been done ready. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make this into a shaker cart. I'm actually going to make it into a shaker box. So I've done the box and I've got my lid and my base of the box kind of ready to go. And I'm going to take, where's that acetate I had a little bit earlier, right? I'm going to take the acetate and I'm going to stick the acetate all in place over the front of the box. So here we go. Just cutting this down to size to go right on the front of that box there. Now, if I was doing this at home, I'd take a tiny little bit more time and I'd probably measure this out and do it with my paper trimmer. But that's going to get me onto the front of the tiny little bit off this corner here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the first piece all down over the front of the box here. And for doing that, I'm going to use the straight tape pen, because we want to stick all over the front of the straight tape pen.
And
so
they're super strong, aren't they, those tape pens?
That's exactly the reason I want this one. So the dotty tape pen, for all it's brilliant for our die cuts, the payoff of the dotty tape pen is that it's not as strong as what the straight tape pens are, right? So you definitely want the really, really super strong sticky tape pen like that, right? And then we want this to go over the top panel here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my foam on a roll. Oh, no Ben. Ben, no singing. So do you sing foam on a roll, Corrine, or do we not sing foam on a roll?
I could say I don't know foam on the roll, Sarah. You might have to teach me. You might have to teach me foam on the roll.
You don't know the foam on a roll song? Right, you give us a count. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll.
It's complicated. Hey.
Now, I know I've probably just sang that out loud for you all to hear. In my head, it wasn't too bad because I had the lovely George and Nicholas singing in my ear. However, you've probably just had to suffer Sarah singing there. So I'm going to apologise in advance for everybody at home who had to listen to that. It's a lot more professional when Ben does it.
Yes. Ben's very. I would love Ben's his songs.
Best singer we've got in the whole company.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
Yeah. He's brilliant, but he's on holiday at the moment, guys. So you've just got me and Corrine and Alice singing instead.
He's heading back, I think I saw a picture. He was on his last day.
Yes, I think I saw that actually. So, but he's not back in here until next week, I don't think.
No, not here till next week.
How rude.
He needs to acclimatise back to the English weather, I think. Bless him.
Can't believe we let him have a holiday.
But I love this. So, I mean, you used the frame that went with that, and there's still room there for your phone to go around. But you could have just used the inner die and without the frame, and that would have given you an even bigger frame if you wanted to.
So, do you know, that's a really good point. That would have been, if you'd wanted to give yourself a little bit more space, that would be a really great idea to do that there. I mean, as it is, look, you can't see your foam, but that there, all I'm going to do is I've got some of the little sequins. I'm going to pop them inside. Just make sure if you use that, because I think you really, really want to, guys, be getting that acetate that we've got on today. So if you don't have any of the acetate, the extra pack of acetate, we cannot keep this in stock. So if you've managed to get the acetate, you get the 3 packs and 15% off when you get the 3 packs. But it is something you are literally going to use most of your projects for this. I use loads and loads of acetate with it. How great does that look now there with the shakers
amazing,
inside?
doesn't it?
And
I mean, 75 sheets and they're A5, so they're going to be the perfect size to work with these dies.
Absolutely spot on. And then all I'm going to do, if you need to talk, Corrine, I will do I'll add these little bits around the outside just to finish it off.
Okay.
So as long as everyone can see what I'm kind of finishing off.
So.
Yeah.
This has all been made possible because of our new paper piecing creator card die collection. So you can do those, and you're going to get your 10 sheets of hold and release with that today. So if you want that, that's £45.99 or $67.75. But I can't believe that platinum price dropping down to $36.79 or $54.20, which is amazing.
Well, if you think of it, I guess if you're platinum, Corrine, the way I would see it is, it's like you get one die and the release form for free.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
definitely.
how I would see it.
Yep. Because four packs would be like your £40, wouldn't it? So four dies at £9.99. So you've got the fifth one for free and your hold and release for free as well. So the things you might want to be adding in to your basket as you're doing it is maybe that A5 heavyweight acetate. So down there, so that you're going to get all 75 sheets. That's an amazing value for £23.97 or $29.85. Or the other thing you might want to add in is some extra hold and release sheets. So those are your consumables. So I think you really need to think about adding in some extra ones of those while we've got them. We have got a lot of those available today, but I don't know how long they're going to be available for, especially once people get them home and realise what a game changer it is.
Well, I think probably why people are, there'll be a lot of you who maybe even aren't going for the new paper piecing dies, they're just picking one or two, but you've got loads of other dies at home that are great for paper piecing, so you're just getting plenty of the hold and release form.
Yep.
And all I would say is, just look at the sellouts we've had. I mean, a hummingbird yesterday was just crazy.
It really is.
It just shows you guys we think we get the quantities right on how much we order on things, but quite often we are a million miles off and we totally don't. So yeah.
So you get those today. Should we have a quick look at the vellum? Or have we got time to look at the vellum, or should we have a look at that in a minute? Oh, you're nearly there, aren't you?
I'm nearly there on the box. I'm trying to go good on this, Corrine, because it might make demo of the show. Because I'm just saying, quite proud of it.
Can I just tell you, Gwen is really competitive today because she thinks she would like to get a card of the day. I'm just putting it out there for you. She got card of the show this morning's show.
Right.
Which is two lovely demos. She got card of the show this morning, and I think she's on. She's on
one.
She's on one.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be ready for that.
You be ready.
I've got some good cards planned. Can I just say, shake a paper piece box. Come on, Gwen, I want to see what you've got. It's all I'm saying. Yeah. There we go.
I did a shake a paper piece box this morning, and she beat me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Corrine, you didn't tell me that at the start. You did a shake a paper piece box and she's told me you're right. Okay, I'm looking and I'm up in the game.
Right, you up your game. You up your game. So if you loved those, then you want to be getting this collection. You're going to get all 5. So you're going to get your beautiful peacocks, your butterflies, your 2 florals, and also your gorgeous bees as well. You're also going to get the fantastic hold and release sheets, and you're going to get all of that today for £45.99 or $67.75. So this is the time to buy this today. So you're going to want those sheets. Make sure you pop in some extra sheets or maybe some extra acetate as well. So let's have a look at the acetate, the vellums that you're going to be able to get. Now, all of these have got 10% off them. So the first one is the Knitwits, the Kindly Thoughts, which is gorgeous. Look at those beautiful yellows and blues in there. Now, these are going to be fantastic with those floral dies in the paper piecing collection. And you've got some really sort of muted ones, some more stronger pattern ones. That is absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to get all 24 sheets. Now this one is 8 by 8 and it is, if I can see, 150 GSM. So it's a really nice, for vellum, that's really quite thick. Now this is what I think is really special because this one is going to work so well with these dies because although it's your vellum, it's your plainer vellums. So this is really going to look gorgeous behind those dies. And I'm sure I'll find what, oh, there we go. I know this is a different colour, but can you see this effect by putting it behind the peacock? You can see my hand just in there. Doesn't Vellum work beautifully? Now these colours, you've got these gorgeous, you've got the silver, the gold, you've got some sort of clears, you've got the champagne colour, absolutely gorgeous. Oh no, it's 2 colours, sorry, I thought it looked like more. It's still the 2 colours in there of double-sided vellum. So it's a golden one and then a paler one, more like your champagne colour. Absolutely gorgeous. So they are nearly A4, I think, in size. Oh, it does say it is full A4. Yeah. Going back to the 8x8, we've got the Enchanted Dream. So this is gorgeous. Again, we're on the 150 GSM and we've got 6 gorgeous designs, and let me tip it forward, and you're going to get 3 of each of those. And quickly, let me see if I can show you very quickly how gorgeous these are. They're quite a lovely muted design. Oh, look at those colours, those pinks and purples and muted colours. Aren't those beautiful? Oh, they've got golds in there as well. That is beautiful. I'll put those away in a minute. The next one you're going to get is Country Lanes. Again, it is your 8x8. And again, this time you've got 6 designs and you're going to get 4 of each. Now you can see the colours on there. I can show you those. I don't need to get them out because they're quite nice, strong colours. And you can see the beautiful, beautiful designs. And that's going through quite a lovely colour palette from your teals, your greens, your pinks, your oranges and your purples. So that is that one there. And again, 6 designs, 4 of each. And the final one I've got here is the Vintage Butterflies. Again, I love this collection. Absolutely love this. And again, 8x8, and you're going to get 6 designs, 4 of each in here. And we're still on the 150 GSM. And then, Secret Garden, it is a vellum pack. I thought it was a paper pack. I moved it out the way. So the next one, because it's in a different packet, is our Secret Garden. Again, 8x8. Oh, look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Such gorgeous, good, with this music script as well. Absolutely beautiful. Again, your 150 GSM. And this one, I think you've got even more sheets. 36 in here. Absolutely beautiful in there. So there we go. So that's your Secret Garden. All of these have got 10% off if you want those. So have a look at those. See if there's any of those that you fancy. And while you're having a look, let's just have a look about the Club Inspire, because remember, if you're a platinum member or it's your first order, you're going to get an extra 20% off today.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set. Quick buy, get yours now.
Wow, I've got to show you this card. I showed this morning. This, to me, I absolutely love this. If somebody said to me, I'm going to do a gorgeous floral card in browns and sepias, I'd go, okay. But for me, this is absolutely stunning. I think it is absolutely beautiful. From the minute I saw this, and this has all been made possible with these paper piecing dies, and also because we've got those hold and release sheets, that's going to make it so much easier to do your paper piecing with. So this is what we're looking at today. So you're going to get 5 different die sets. You're going to get all of those and a pack of your 10 hold and release sheets. Now, can I just say, for these dies, you will get 2 die cuts out of each of the A5 hold and release sheets. So if you think about that, you're going to get 10 of your die cuts, 20 of your die cuts out of these sheets, because, like I say, you get 2 out of each of them. So if you want to get that today, you're going to get all 5 of these, and remember, you're also getting your Peacock exclusive die that's only available here on CTV or on our web today. So you're going to get, no one's seen that before, and you won't be able to buy that anywhere else. So maybe you want to pick those up. So that's going to be £45.99 or $67.75. But just think about putting in some extra hold and release sheets, because you're just going to want them, you know, once you get through that first 10 sheets, you'll be thinking about getting some more. So I just think that's really, really special. So Sarah, have you got another demo to show us?
I have indeed. And do you know what I think it is, Corrine? It's that whole, it's the relaxation that comes with piecing it in. So actually, I'm going to pop the card to one side, because I think I'm going to do the die cutting first and do the paper piecing. So for anybody who missed, and I feel like I'm going over the same thing again, if you missed it at the start, paper piecing is the art of doing this, right? It's taking a design, like what we've got here, can you see, and then actually piecing in the little bits. So we're going to die cut the brown, and then we're going to piece in the lovely yellow bits, and then also the little cream bits around there. Now that is paper piecing at its best. And we've had dies in the past that we say are great for paper piecing. Like, do you know, I've got one over here, I'm going to run. I'm going running, and I'm coming back, right?
She's gone.
So,
she's left
for
me.
Example, those of you who got hummingbird yesterday, right, this die would really lend itself well to paper piece
really would,
inside the middle of the bird.
Yeah.
Not the rest of it, but inside the middle of the bird would paper piece really, really well. These whole dies are the first time we've ever done dies that were specifically for paper piecing. So what you're going to do first of all is you're going to take the die and you're going to run it through once onto like your base cardstock. So in my case here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the brown. So I'm going to take this here, I'm going to position this 2 pieces of the cardstock, 2 pieces of the die, sorry, onto the cardstock, and then just to make sure you get that nice even piece, Corrine, what I'm doing is I'm going to hold it in place just around the outside here.
It'd be so frustrating, wouldn't it, if your frame moved and it was a bit lopsided.
Do you know what? It's a story of my life when I get things like that happening. So all I would say is there's a reason why I always tape my dies down when I'm live on air. I've had too many occasions of them moving and spoiling the whole project, okay? So just tape it down. Once through in your regular die sandwich, and what that'll do is, that'll cut that out now. Let's have a little look. Right, I can see they're all going to pop out of there, no problem. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm here, is I'm going to give them a really good tap, and I'm going to pop these last little bits out, okay? So can you see if that lifts out there? There is my, last little piece coming out.
And that's a pearlised cardstock, and it's just
pop through, no problem.
Through there, hasn't it?
No problem at all. So there is my base piece that we're going to paper piece into, okay? So the first thing you need to do with that is we need to get a little piece of acetate, and here it is here, and we're going to stick this onto the acetate. Now, if you remember the tip that I gave earlier, if you were watching, is use your dotty tape pen. So make sure you've got all these little pieces out that you didn't want, and then we're going to use the tape pen all the way over the back. Now, there's two ways I would do this stick. One is with my dotty tape pen, or the other way would be to run it through a Xyron machine, right? You can, if you want, sit and piece little bits of glue all the way around this. However, you won't get as good of a stick, and it's really, really fiddly, right? I love this because it's not fiddly at all. Notice how I'm always turning the die though, and I'm bringing the glue kind of into the centre, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to rip any of my cardstock as we go along the edges here. So just take your time on this like this, right? And then that is going to go onto my base piece of acetate here.
I was doing one of these and I only put glue around the outside, and then when you paper piece it, it moves, everything just goes underneath, so it does pay.
Does pay to get plenty of adhesive on.
Plenty of adhesive.
Yeah, if you notice, I want the adhesive all the way over every piece on the front, and I've put it onto a bigger piece of acetate, so I've got a way of holding it in place while we're going to stick it, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to piece it partially in this lovely golden yellow, and I'm going to do it partially in the cream, right? So with each one of these, what you're going to do is get a piece of your hold and release. This is the new technology that we're just launching today. So if you're wondering why you've never seen these sheets before, this is the first time anyone's seen them. And what they are is, they're a tacky foam sheet. So they're not sticky, they're going to hold and then release. That's why what they call it, because look at this. It's just ever so slightly tacky because it wants to hold your paper. So if I pop my sheet of card over here like this, great tip that Corrine had earlier, make your card slightly bigger than your little piece of hold and release sheet. And then I'm going to take this, we're going to cut this in here, and again I'm going to hold that in place with a little bit of tape, and what I'm going to do is put my tape in the inside, because that's the piece that's going to be cut away here. And then we're going to cut this through, but we're going to make the sandwich a bit different. So I only want to cut through the cardstock, not the release foam. So I'm going to put my clear plate and I'm going to leave the magnetic out. Because if you put the magnetic in, it's the same sandwich combination that we always have. And the problem is that much pressure and it's going to cut straight through both layers. And the whole idea is that the base layer isn't cut so that you can just easily lift off all of these top pieces. Now, watch and I'll show you exactly what I mean, right? So as I come and lift this off now, I'm going to ever so gently just try and lift off the die whilst leaving all of the pieces exactly in place. There we go. So you can see there where it's cut perfectly, but it's left everything that I want in place. And then all we do, and I'm going to release just a little bit at a time, right? I'm going to release this bee off. Now, anything that you want, can you see that I'm lifting it in? I'm going to make sure that it's these inner pieces of the bee that all get left in place where I want them. Yep, last little one there just to go down. And then I'm happy with that. I'm going to cut this away so that we're just lifting off just that bee to work with just the bee at the moment. There we go. So there's my inside bits of my little bee there. And it's exactly the same. Look, I've done a one here and cut my daisy. So all I'm going to do is release the backing here and make sure I leave those. Look how rewarding it is just lifting that straight off. Now, I liked Corrine's idea, right? So basically, when we're lifting this off here, because the foam has just been holding this in place, it's not actually stuck to it or made it sticky in any way, shape or form. That is ready to be another design now, right? So there you've got that whole sheet. Sorry, poor Nicholas trying to chase me around the whole board. You've got that whole sheet coming ready to place back in.
Or it's a nice drop shadow underneath your black one, wouldn't it?
Oh, do you know what? I might have a little look at what that's going to look like. That would be a lovely drop shadow underneath there, wouldn't it? No, gone the wrong way.
Flip it round. Flip
it, thank you. There we go. She's got me back today, haven't you? It's a good job. Good job, me dear. There, like
Doesn't
that
look lovely?
That looks fabulous. That's a great idea.
But you could then do it without your paper piecing if you wanted to.
And it's just going to look lovely on its own.
Yeah, looks absolutely gorgeous.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's lift the middle piece out as well because we don't need that either.
I tried to do it without taking off the let's call it the skeleton, the piece, and it definitely makes it easier if you lift that off first. It just gives you easier access, doesn't it, to the pieces that you want.
Leave a wide bit, yes. I don't even know why, but it really does.
It does. Yeah.
Right, let's have a little look. I'm going to do these two up in the top corner. Right, you're going to lose me a second, me dear.
Okay.
And
right.
I'm going to just piece all these back in.
But look at how close you can bring them together. So, you know, there's no more worrying about have you got the right pieces? Is it in the right place? Is it not? You know, these are going to work. And just remember, we're doing this with our gorgeous new paper piecing creator card die collection. But if you have got hold of some of these hold and release papers, they're, like Sarah was saying, they're going to work with all of the ones that you would do. Like we showed you with the hummingbird from yesterday, that's also good to be, you know, you can be paper piecing that. And I've been looking at the dies that we've got later coming up with creative expressions, and they are like the outline dies, and they are going to really be beneficial for using these sheets, because it's just going to be the perfect way to fill them in. I was looking at how Gwen had done those with some of the hearts, and if she'd have had the sheets, it would have just made life so much easier. But this can be a really stressful thing to do, but what we've suddenly done is we've made it into a mindful craft for you. We've taken
nice.
all
I like
the
that
stress
sentiment.
away, and we've made it into something that you're going to enjoy, something that you're going to get pleasure out of, and when you've finished it, you're going to go, oh, I did that, and you're going to be really proud, because it's just a joy to do. And you don't realise how simple something like that. It's all about getting the right level of adhesive. If that adhesive wasn't at the right level, then it wouldn't release, it wouldn't hold it in the first place, or release it just as you needed it to. So look at that, straight away you can see the difference by adding that in, and then Sarah's gone along and picked up the yellow one as well. So should we have a look at I have to do it this way. I'm having problems with my iPad again, so let's have a look on here. So Pam E is absolutely loving the Peacock. Karen has said welcomed me to the team. Thank you, Karen. I'm really enjoying being here.
You're part of the furniture now, aren't you?
I think I am, yes.
It just feels like you've always been here.
It's a couple of months now, yes. Couple of months, so it's amazing. So yeah, we've got loads of people on here. I think, who else we haven't mentioned? Pammy and Karen, absolutely gorgeous. Is everybody there? I think they're all actually busy watching you, Sarah. The comments have definitely slowed down since you started doing this demonstration.
Well, look at me.
Everybody is watching.
I can't talk and focus on it.
I know. Oh, somebody else. So Carol Ann says, will the new hold and release paper work in the Midi, or does it really need the power of the Gemini?
No, it'll absolutely work in the Midi, no problem at all.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no problem, because you still, all you want to do is cut through the one layer. I mean, you're just getting, even the Midi, you're getting such a powerful machine, but you only need to cut through the top layer. You have to take off a bit of pressure to stop it cutting all the way through, because that is not what we want. We want it to cut through the top layer, maybe make an indent into the second layer, but that's as far as it goes. So yet you're going to be able to use this with all of your machines. Now, if you are, we're telling you how to use this with your Gemini. If you have got a different die cutting machine, you're going to have to work out the sandwich of plates perfectly. Doesn't that come to life?
Look, do you know, I am absolutely thrilled with that. I just think it's looking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And what I've done is I've got a whole piece here where I've done it, and that, can I say, I've let all of them dry now. So they're all finished and completely settled.
I love how the tacky glue doesn't leave any marks on the back.
No, that's the beauty. Look at it. Once it's white. Now, this is the acetate that we have on the show, which means I should be able to just peel off. There it is. Can you see? You then want to peel off the back. Now, if I do this, can you see the difference?
Do you know what? I didn't realise the difference until you actually peeled it off. I couldn't see that it looked cloudy until you started to peel it off, and then you go, wow.
Totally.
Isn't that lovely in the brown instead of the black?
And I just think it looks fabulous. Right, watch what we're going to do for a card, guys, right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take here, I've got a piece of 12 by 12, and I've just cut a strip that's 4 inches tall, and then another strip that's 4 inches tall. And I'm going to use my scoring board. The first one I'm just scoring in half. So scoring in half at 6 inches, and we've got that just straight over the middle, right? Then the second one, we're going to do it like a pop out. So you're going to go at 3 inches and 6 inches, turn it right around, and do it at 3 inches again, okay? Then what you're going to need to do, Corrine, is you're going to need to use, here we go, this outer die here, and die cut an aperture in the centre of the card like that.
Splitting them out gives you so many options, doesn't it?
It just makes it more flexible.
Ways to use them.
That one there is exactly what I've done there. I've got that fold piece, but I've used this over the centre to die cut that centre piece out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to score this in half so that we can then take it. So let's have a little look. If I line that up there and we take it, so it's 5 and 2/8, so it's 2 and 1 should get us to the halfway point there. All right. So I've just scored that straight in half here. Fold that over, give it a little bit of a burnish, and that's going to be the central piece on that card there. So I'm going to take this and just glue that into the middle. Glue it. Oh, look at that. It just sits so nicely inside, doesn't it? There we go. And do you know what I think I might use? A little bit of red liner. You know when you just want it to stick perfect, Corrine? Yeah. I definitely want this stuck absolutely perfect. This is the super skinny red liner here that we've got as well.
Just going to catch it. So your frame's just going to sit inside. So you've just got a little bit of the acetate just all the way around the outside. That's going to mean that's what we're catching hold of, isn't it? The acetate around the outside. So yeah, we're having a look to see if we've got any red liner in stock today. Hopefully we might be able to give you a bundle. So we've got a bundle with some 3mm in. So if you, it's three rolls of 3mm, is that right? So, and you're going to get 10% off that. So if you go onto our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk or .com or .eu, you'll be able to find it on there for you. So that will work perfectly. Or we've got packs with various different sizes ones. Oh, that's a better deal. So if you find a pack that's got 6 in with 3 different sizes in it, so you've obviously got 2 of each size, you're going to get 25% off. I like 25% is a better discount for me than 10%.
We're liking that saving. Corinne's liking that saving.
There we go. So you've done that all from the back so that all your workings are hidden
It's all hidden in the back. And then I'm just going to stick that together. And as long as everyone can see what I'm doing, I can put the whole card together for you.
That is so simple. Now you could put papers on the back if you wanted to. It's, you know, there are so many different ways, so many different ways to use these dies once you have paper pieced them together. Different colour ways to use them. It's absolutely amazing, and you're just going to love these. I'm also thinking, I know they are a paper piecing dies, but I'm thinking cut the frames and stick them onto white card and go in with your pens as well.
Yeah, they'd be lovely. Do you know what? I left you with the concept suite actually, Corrine. So I don't know, the concept suite's over at your area.
You have. Shall I have a look at the concept suite?
Yeah, I don't know if it might be worth showing everyone the concept, because it's all different ideas that you could be doing with them.
Right, now, we haven't paper pieced these, we've just cut the dies out so that you can see them and done them in black and white. But how fantastic does this look?
Go on, guys, go and have a look at what Corrine's doing. I'm just matting and layering, you're not missing anything important, I promise.
There we go. How about doing that, cutting it into the front of a little bag? Now, if you want a paper piece in there, then you certainly can. And then we've got cards where we've had the back, and so you've just got the front with no acetate. And again, if you want a paper piece, pop some acetate in there. Then we've got over the edge or zigzag cards, so perfect like that. They're going to go lovely in the centre of your stepper cards. They're going to go lovely on the front. I don't know what that one's called, so that's sort of a forward facing.
I don't know what would you call that?
It's an outie card, isn't it? It's not an innie card.
No,
it's an outie card.
It looks good though, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? And that fits. You see, I'm thinking that looks lovely that way. But you can have, you could also have one coming up and down, you know, running up and down. So I could put that one on that way round, couldn't I? As well. So you know, some of these are going to go landscape. Some of these are going to go portrait as well. Look at that. Then we've got. Oh, I love this one. Look at that lovely little shaker card. And we've just got these in black and white to show you how beautiful they are. Oh, how about a jaunty little angle? You don't have to do straight, because I know a lot of people struggle doing straight because, you know, you can go a bit wrong. So go off straight on deliberately. We've got our stepper card where if you look at that, we've just got it above the step. So that looks really pretty like that. And then we've got a different stepper card. And again, a different fold back card, which is beautiful. And some more shaker cards. You can see with the different designs, the different effects that you get with all of those. And each one of these you're going to be able to paper piece, or you're going to be able to colour, or you can go, with your coloured cards, multiple coloured cards, or how about just doing it monochrome? So you just do, say, black and silver, or paper piece it in with a nice solid colour or something like that. It's going to look absolutely beautiful. Have you finished?
I have finished. There is loads you can do with them though, guys, and bear in mind I'm trying to do loads of different demonstrations for you, but every different demo you could do with every one of the cards. This, I love it. I thought it went so well with the beautiful papers that we've got, and I've literally done simple on the front, but I think that looks absolutely fantastic on the inside. I mean, just absolutely fantastic. And it's so simple, but it's the lethargic kind of taking your time filling in all the little bees. I would just say, if you've never tried paper piecing before, go and get yourself even just 2 of the dies and the release form. Even if you don't want to stretch for the whole bundle, just pick your couple of favourite dies and the release for the 2 for $18 or $27. Remember, the way it works out though, if you buy all 4 dies, essentially if you prep them, you get the 5th one and the release forms for free. But if you just want to dip your toe in the water, it's worth just trying it, because what you'll find is it's a completely different hobby.
Yep. I couldn't have said it better myself. I was going to tell you all that. So we've had another message of Jenny, and she says these hold and release sheets are amazing. I saw them, like I said earlier, about 4 weeks ago when I did a little tutorial. So there is a tutorial on the Crafter's Companion website for you to have a look at to show you how to use them. And I sort of showed you how that once you paper piece, you can go in with your inks, just like we did this morning. So we paper piece these ones in, and then we did some blending afterwards to get some shade and light and depth on there, which I thought was a really effective way. Then we went in with our sparkle pens as well. Absolutely gorgeous. So that was how we used them this morning. So if you are wanting these, remember you're going to get all 5 sets today. And as we said, it's as if you're getting your Peacock, because that's your web exclusive, so let's use that one, and your hold and release sheets for absolutely nothing when you buy them into a bundle. If you don't want them all, then you can buy 2 for £18, I think that was right. Is it 2 for 18? $27, £18 or $27. You can buy 2, you can pick and choose the ones you want. But I think it's going to be hard to choose. It's like how to choose your favourite. So pick those today. You're going to get all 10 hold and release sheets, as well as your 5 die sets. Remember, that's going to give you 10 dies in total for £45.99 or $67.75, dropping down to £36.79 or $54.20 if you are in the platinum, in the Club Inspire, and you're at the platinum level. So, Sara, I hear you've got some news for us, something a little bit exciting happening soon.
I do indeed, and I've been waiting for one of my shows on Crafters TV to tell you guys all about it. Now, if you follow me on social media, you will have seen me talking over the last 9 months about the fact that I've been writing my autobiography. Now, so many people, Corrine, have asked me over the years, every time I would give a talk and tell everybody about the history of the company or my background growing up, everybody would always say to me, oh my word, you should write a book, you should write a book. And it was secretly my dream to one day get a chance to write a book. But you don't just sit down and write a book, do you not? Well, some people might, I wouldn't know where to start. So when Penguin, who are the biggest publishers in the country, came to me and said, we've heard all about you, Sara, we've read all about you, we would love to know if you would like to work with us to publish a book. You concept and write the book, we'll publish it for you. I was beyond thrilled. And do you know, I'm going to see if our Nicola can get a nice close-up as well. You can get a close-up on camera 10, Nicola, or am I pushing it? She's going to try for us, she's going to try. And I'm saying she's going to try. I'm putting words in your mouth there. Is that all right? Oh, no. Do you know what I'll do, guys? Watch this. I'll do this. Oh, she's coming. No, sorry. I was about to come up and show you. I didn't tell her I wanted a close-up. She's coming in for the close-up, right? Because what I want you to do is I want you to have a little look up close. Because the book's called We Can All Make It. And if I just have a little flick through here, what you'll see is there's 10 chapters. So basically you've got a chapter all about my childhood and growing up, so it's called Business in the Blood. And then I'm just going to cover that off because there's a bit of a swear word in there. But yes, there's that one there with a like, you've got to be kidding. I could sell a ton of those. It's all about my foray and how I started in TV shopping. A Sprinkle of Magic, I'll let you read that one, you'll enjoy that chapter. TV shopping till you're dropping is basically all the side of me that you guys all know, reading all about it, okay? Then we've got What a Rip-Off, which was a really big chapter in my life when somebody first infringed my patent and everything that went through with that. A Change of Attitude. So it's basically a big life change that I went through in chapter 7. And then There Be Dragons is my chapter all about Dragon's Den. You've got Surviving a Pandemic, which is pretty much as it says on the tin. And then look at this, Leave It on the Dance Floor. So I was writing this, Corrine, while I was in the middle of doing Strictly Come Dancing.
But you
so
didn't
we
have
waited.
enough to do there.
Well, yeah, well, you know, just wasn't that busy. So we waited until I was eliminated and wrote the very last chapter, the very, very end of Strictly. And yes, there's lots of nice words in here, but let me just show you, I'll take you to the picture section. So this is me, look, this is me when I was little growing up. So here with my mum and dad at a wallpaper trade show, when I was a little ballerina, when me and Simon first met. This is me at university. So I actually met Simon when I was 15. So these kind of go in chronological order. So he's with my friends at university. The enveloper, my first product here. So you can see about the enveloper, the ultimate. There's our Leanne in there. The first award that we won is in there as well. When I got married, me with my mum, me with the kids in there. Then when I got my MBE, a little bit from Dragon's Den, me with the other dragons and everything that went on there. There's me and Deborah at the bottom. The next chapter that you guys all know about more recently with Aliash when we were at Strictly as well. And there's just some, so you get, I just thought you might want to say, people always like to see the little pictures as well in there, don't they? So I'm not going to read you all the story, but yes, you can see, I think you'll enjoy it anyway. Now here's the thing, okay? I haven't made the book. I haven't published it. It's been published by Penguin, okay? So it is officially being released by Penguin on the 28th of April. And it is available to pre-order. And it's available to pre-order from loads of different, you know, you can pick it up in Waterstones, you can order it on Amazon, everything like that. And what I said to the folks at Penguin was, and Penguin only have the rights to sell it in the UK, so there's nowhere available for it to be sold in the US. And Penguin, you know, made that deal with me, with my agents, and I said, I must have copies for my customers. Because my customers all over the world will want to buy this, and I need to be able to make it available from our website. And I know that all of my customers are going to want to buy it and get their club discount, right? So as well as being available to pre-order from all of the big places that you would normally get in the UK, we are going to have these available to pre-order through the website. So the publishers only let me have, so they've let me have from the first print run 1,000 copies. So we've had 1,000 copies and they are being delivered into our warehouse the week of the 28th. The 28th is the official launch day, okay? If you want to pre-order one from us, so it's £20 and they're going to be €26.99, $29.99, okay? Here's what I'm going to do. So the first 1,000 that they've let me have for that week, I'm going to go into the warehouse and I'm going to personally sign each one. I'm only hand signing ones for our customers. So all of yours that you order, I'm going to pre-sign them. Also, what I'm doing is I'm doing a little bit of a book tour around the country whereby I'm doing like an in conversation with. And I know for a lot of you, especially those of you who are over in the States, you can't get over to come to the book launch with me. So I'm going to do a private in conversation with virtual event on the evening of Friday the 13th of May. So on Friday the 13th of May, all those of you who pre-order a copy directly from us here at Crafters Companion, you are going to get your book sent out, your book's going to be personally signed, and then also you're going to get a ticket for the 13th of May to do a really private in conversation with event with me. Now, private in conversation, I'm going to let you, I keep doing this for Nicola to say, I want to talk to everybody now. And I think you're going to, there I am, I'm back, right? So, on Friday the 13th, because what I want to do is I want to take a couple of hours, and I'm going to open a bottle of champagne, and basically I'm doing it in enough time for you all to have had the book delivered and read it if you want to. Wherever you are in the world, you can have bought the book, had it delivered, read it, and on Friday the 13th I'm going to open a bottle of champagne, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to get one of the guys to host with me. You can ask me whatever questions you want, whatever dirt you want dishing where there wasn't enough dirt dished in the book. I will do that private event just for our customers, just to talk through whatever it is you want to talk through, as long as you want to talk through. We're going to basically have a Friday night knees up for all those of you who've read the book, a little bit like a book club, okay? So all you need to do, you need to go to that page on the website. So basically go to the website /book, or just go onto the website and search book, and it will take you to a special page where you put your email address in, and what that will do is it will reserve you one of the 1,000 copies, okay? And then on the 25th we will email you to say, right, now you can process your payment. And so to process the payment added on to whatever order you're going through, which means that we can get it shipped out to you on the launch day. So you'll be the first people in the world to get hold of them. It's the launch week, it's the 28th of April, so 2 weeks time, 2 weeks today actually, when it's going to be officially launching. But I wanted to let everybody know, because it's really rare that they do this. For one, they wouldn't usually let us ship them outside of the UK, and I've had them make special discompensation, and also they don't usually let the author order copies at that sort of volume, but I've insisted just for our customers. So yeah, you pre-order yours now, go and register on the website if you want yours. I'll be signing all of them, and you'll get that ticket for the In Conversation With, and you can use your club discount on them. So you will be getting your full crafters combine, and you'll be getting your points, and it'll just work like a regular product on our website. So yes, awesome. Launching on the 28th. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
That is super exciting. I can't believe that. It's so, so exciting. And I think everybody out there is excited. I think you're excited too, because we've had Jay Reckham. I think that's Reckham. Hopefully the book will be on Audible. Oh, that's Jean. She says, yes, hopefully the book will be on Audible. You've recorded that, haven't you? I have recorded the audio book, so it's going to be available as an e-book. And also an audio book. So perfect. We can't do them through our website. I can only do physical hard copies. Yeah. But it will, in fact, they're all available to pre-order now. So you can pre-order it on Audible or pre-order it as an ebook. What I will do is, who's on the socials today, Corrine? Colleen, right. I'm going to go and send Colleen the link now so that she can put it if you want to go and pre-order the audio book or the ebook. Perfect. Lily Rugg says, cannot wait to read this book, Sarah. Miriam says, I look forward to reading Sarah's stories in her own words. And I think that's what everybody really likes, is knowing that it's your own words. And then Jean was saying earlier that she was thinking about the Audible, now just said, I want the actual book with the pictures. That is the advantage. You get that hard copy book, and you're going to get those pictures sign it, as well. I'm going to sign it. And it will be signed as well. Lynn Harvey saying, I'm really looking forward to receiving my copy of Sarah's book. Can't wait to read it. Valerie has just pre-ordered. So has Rhonda. And Hayley has just said she has registered too. Oh, and so has Deborah. My pre-order is in. I can't wait. You're definitely out there. I think you're absolutely loving it. And thank you so much. And it's such an exciting time. I think I'm up here on the 13th, Friday the 13th. I'm doing some shows. Well, do you know what? In that case, then, you can get a glass of champagne, join me. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. That would be nice, yeah. Excellent. Right, so why are we here today? We're here to talk about Sarah's book, but also we're here to talk about this, the Paper Piecing Creator Card Die Collection, which is launching here today. So this is the bundle with the peacock in, and you've never seen this bundle before. It's absolutely exclusive to us here on CTV or on our website as well. And what are you going to get? You're going to get 10 dies, 5 die sets. And I don't know if this is the right order, Georgina. These have got muddled up and all the way around, and we'll see where we go, and I'm sorry. So the first one is Trailing Florals. Absolutely beautiful. Now, we've just paper pieced in a couple of colours here, but just imagine going in with all of your different colours in there. You're getting the frame as well as the detail, but you can use, if you want a bigger frame, then you just don't use the outside one and trim your cardstock down with your trimmer. The next one is Happy Bees, which is absolutely beautiful, and you saw Sara use this one before. And doesn't this come, when you sort of paper piece these gorgeous daisies, it really makes them pop. And I love how with this honeycomb effect, some of them pop out and some of them stay in. The next one is our gorgeous roses, so it's our radiant roses, and again, just imagine going in with different colours so that you get more intense colour in the middle, and then you get your faded colours as you come out to the edges. Then we're going to look at our butterflies and blooms, which is so pretty, and you know, we all love a butterfly. And remember, for each of those you're getting the outside and the inside die as well. And here is your exclusive one. So you're only going to get that from here today. Is our pretty peacock. Absolutely gorgeous. This one, I think, is going to be, you're going to create some really beautifully dramatic effects with all of those extra, you know, those pieces in the tail. Now, if you want to buy this, you're going to get all 5 die sets and the hold and release sheets for £45.99 or $67.75. But the other thing you might want to add in is some extra paper piecing hold and release sheets. So they're A5 in size, and you're going to get 10 in your pack. Remember, each A5 sheet, you're going to be able to cut 2 of these dies out of them. So if you want those, they are $7.99 each or $9.95. So maybe think about adding 1 or 2 of those extras in your basket today. So Sara, are we ready for another demo? Well, if we plough on, we might get through 2 more. So we're going to give you that fighting chance to get demo of the show.
Well, thank you. That's really thoughtful of you.
Damning with fake praise there, haven't we?
Oh, do you know what? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the peacock. I'm going to do the peacock, right? So someone was asking about using the Midi. So I thought, do you know what? Let's try it. Let's try through the Midi and see how we get on die cutting, see if it cuts a little bit too far, how we manage. Do you think that's a good plan?
I think that works perfectly.
I know you're probably thinking, I think she's absolutely crazy. She's asking me if I want some water. I've got this, don't worry. You guys know what I'm like. I'm always prepared. Right. You're probably thinking I'm crazy, Corrine, and thinking, well, why is she trying this live on air when really she could have just tried it in the break and let everybody know if it worked. But let's try it live on air, right? Yep. So I'm going to cut the peacock first of all, and I'm going to see how it cuts. So it should cut straight through like this and cut through the 2 layers, in theory. All right. So here we go. There's one. Let's have a little look. Yeah, that's cut that, no problem. Do you know, I think I might send it through a second time just to be on the safe side, just so that I can get a really detailed thick cut. I think it was just one edge. All right. So we'll cut that base one first, and then that is the one that I'm going to stick on to a base piece. So when I take this off, all right. Now, if I was doing this in the Gemini, Corrine, what I would do now is I would probably send it through another time with the rubber embossing mat on to emboss the piece as well. So all I need to do there is, let's have a little look, all these pieces. Now, I'm just going to point out, guys, if you missed me explaining earlier, if you were doing this to paper piece now, imagine all these little black pieces that I've popped out and how you work out which bit goes where. I mean, is that not just an absolute utter nightmare and almost impossible to do? And I tell you this for sure, it's not enjoyable. Paper piecing can be such a relaxing, enjoyable craft, or it can be one that's very laborious and not. That I can't make sense of in the slightest, right? Not in the slightest. And if I just pop the rest of them out, what's the difference it'll make when we get that release foam on, okay? So, last couple of little bits here just popped out. Now, the peacock, do you know what I thought would be really good was the peacock colour. So I've got a little bit of the blue, this is our blue matte mirror, and I've also got a little bit of the one of our pearl cards. I think they both look pretty spectacular actually. So let's have a look. They were both very peacocky colours, I felt. So if we do the release foam, now, really important guys, it's not sticky. I keep emphasising that. This is not a sticking solution because we believe we being the royal we, me and Leanne, we believe that the best solution for popping down, if you're doing paper piecing, best thing you can do is actually to use a glue. A wet adhesive, in fact, let's be precise, tacky glue is perfect. So our belief is if you use tacky glue, that's going to be what cuts the best, what sticks the best, sorry. So we always recommend, this is just going to hold it in place, and then you're going to be able to use your tacky glue to actually stick it in place. So here we go.
But it's not too sticky that it's going to pull off the, if you like that card, because that's a Miri card, it's made of multiple layers. Now, if that was too sticky, you'd end up peeling it, wouldn't you?
You would. Look at this. I'm going to see how Nicola can cut. Can you see? Hasn't cut through the back. It's giving an impression. It's cut a little bit deeper than the Gemini did, but not too much, so that I should be able to, in theory, lift this off now. Look at that. It's released me the odd couple, and if you do get any releases like that, you can just pop down. That's it. Can you see? You're just going to pop that down there. So I'm just lifting. Oh, hello, look at that. It's only that one tiny little bit of a one there. And here it is there. Where is it? There it is, Sarah. One tiny little bit in there, and there it goes back in. So that is what we call working an absolute treat.
I think that looks really effective with the pale blue where it's cut in. Nice. That looks so
it's nice,
isn't it?
And then look, we're going to dotty tape pen all the way around the outside here. All right. So notice what I'm doing. I'm giving it loads and loads of levels, but I'm then taking it always away so that you don't kind of rip the cardstock. It's the only problem, if you're not careful, you don't want to rip the cardstock at all. Now this Peacock die, more so than any of the other ones, the way that the anchoring of the die has worked is absolutely fantastic. So that there is really well strongly anchored and supported all the way around.
It
so
has, hasn't it? It's picked it up really beautifully.
Look at that, absolutely perfect. So now what we're ready to do is we can come and piece a few of these bits in. Now I've got one in the blue, and I've also done one in the green as well. Now Corrine had a great tip, didn't you, earlier, and you said you do
always have a little bit of an overhang. I mean, you've got through there, but it was definitely easier, wasn't it, when you had that little bit of an overhang
to pull it up. Because really, if you, I'm trying to be ever so careful with this, right? But what you want to be able to do is salvage this top part as well. So you want to be able to salvage the top part and be able to use it for either a shadow or another project. Yeah. So I'm just trying to go ever so careful around the outside here. And then all them pieces in the inside just, oh, hey, that's worked a treat. That has worked an absolute treat. There we go.
There we
that, absolutely perfect.
And it's not sticky, is it, at all? So you know you can just use it wherever you want. It's
no residue at all.
So clever.
No residue, nothing, right? So that there, perfect, ready to go. Now look, I've done exactly the same in the green, so I can do the same here, peel the green off, and then what we can do is decide where we're going to put blue in, where we're going to put green in, and there we go, leave the green off. So just gently, now this might do a bit of the design for me, because can you see this hasn't cut quite through as deeply, so just leaving the odd couple of, oh there we go. I was going to say it's leaving the odd few ones in, but it's still, now where you get that, if you ever get the odd few ones in, just pop them down like this, and then they won't lift off. Can you see? So they're just going to go exactly where you want them. So you'll see any that are going to go. There we go. Right, so if I just release those down, actually that's working a real treat there, Corrine. So if you find that happens, just any pieces that you don't want to release, pop them back down like that. So now I've got my blue and my green. All this on the inside, by the way, you can just peel away because we don't need that. We don't need that around the outside, and we don't need the little bit on the inside either.
At this point, you're going to lose. You lose a lot of the design, but that's not a problem because your design is on the black piece, isn't it?
Yes, that's it. We're just going to pop them in.
Ready for you, and it does make it a lot easier if you take those pieces off. It just means you can get at all the little pieces so much more.
So much easier. Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
There we go. Right. So I'm just doing this to kind of show you the idea. Once you've got them there, it is literally a case of popping. So I'm going to get a little bit of glue here, and I'm going to go outer, inner, outer.
Can you imagine if you didn't have those on the sheets and you'd be trying to work out which of those little triangles fitted in each? Oh.
Do you know what? I honestly can't even imagine what that would be like. And I also don't fancy doing it.
No.
To be completely honest, that is not a craft that I'm signing up for, Corrine. I'm not going to enjoy that.
Exactly. And I think that's what's put some people off paper piecing in the past, is they just don't find it mindful, don't find it relaxing, whereas this way now, it really, really is. Yeah. And the difference in the speed that you can, do, because look how close you've got that release sheet to your finished project, so you're under no illusions about which piece you're looking for, which piece you need, and where it all fits. So it works so well. Absolutely.
You're going to absolutely lose me here. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm loving this. I am so in the zone with this. Yeah. I am finding this so incredibly relaxing.
This is your CTV exclusive.
Happy Place. Oh, I was going to say, this is your CTV Happy Place, Sarah. I was going to say, yes, it is, Corrine. Yes, it is.
Do you know, every time I look at this one, it reminds me, we once went camping and there were peacocks in the trees above our tents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You say, yeah, but you say wow, but you wouldn't have been saying wow at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, I don't know, mine. That's pretty impressive. I think I would have been. I would have been.
Maybe on day 1, but by day 4 or 5.
Maybe it's not so much, was it?
It wasn't so much. But yeah, every time I see these, this is what I think of. It's just so fantastic. But these are so pretty. Look at the speed. It's just amazing how quickly you're able to take them off the transfer sheet and just add them to your finished project. And again, we're showing you how you don't have to just put them on acetate, how you can, put them onto your cardstock, your pattern. We were saying earlier about putting them onto vellums. It's entirely up to you. You could put it on white cardstock. Imagine some of those backgrounds that Gwen was making this morning with those beautiful cosmic shimmer and Tim Holtz alcohol inks, I couldn't get my words out there, and making your own backgrounds, or making your own backgrounds that you're then going to put onto these hold and release sheets to die cut out for the Peacock. That would be, we should have got that organised and got her to have made us a beautiful background to put that on. That would look absolutely fantastic. But just think, it's bringing all your different crafts together. Yeah. So, maybe you do enjoy making some messy crafts and you couldn't think of what to use them. Make your own papers to go in these gorgeous, gorgeous paper piecing, to go with these paper piecing dies. That would be absolutely fantastic. I think we've lost Sarah. You've completely lost
land.
Me. She's gone.
I am absolutely gone. Do you know what? Can I just say, doing this Peacock here now is the most I've enjoyed doing any paper piecing I've ever done.
I bet it is. Because you can see the results so quickly, can't you? You can see them building up and coming together so. That is stunning, isn't it?
Do you know, and it's a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle. So when you do a jigsaw, and it's just finding the exact right piece.
Yeah.
I think there's enough challenge in this one, in the Peacock, because you're deciding where. Because I'm not just piecing every little piece back in. No. I'm deciding which ones I want to piece back in.
But you've got enough left on your sheet that you're going to be able to do a second if
one.
Not a third project with those, aren't you?
Yep. Do you know what? That's a good idea, actually, because you could keep the second piece to do the exact same, but with the opposite colourways.
Yeah. So you've done green. I like
green
to see that as green with blue. And on the next one you could do blue with green. So just think that, and that works the same with the florals. It will work to a point with the bumblebees. You can keep those pieces and mix and match them around. So don't think that you're only going to get one project out of die cutting them multiple times. You're going to be able to mix them, match them around and get lots of different projects. These are absolutely beautiful. And this one, as we said, is your CTV web exclusive. It is the Peacock. So we had to show you that one because it is so special. Look at that, absolutely. It works, doesn't it, using the Midi card as well. It gives it that extra sheen. You're going in again, aren't you? You're keeping going.
Do you know what? I was going to say, you've absolutely had it. I'm doing this whole peacock. I'm just warning you now, Corrine.
Okay.
Managing expectations. I'm doing a whole peacock.
You're going to do the whole peacock?
I'm doing the whole peacock.
We'll let you off. But how beautiful. So whilst Sara's doing that, so let me just quickly show you lots of different ways that you can be using these. How about putting these on your stepper cards? Because they're a nice size, so they're going to fit absolutely perfect. So we've really framed that one on the top of our card. So that is our gorgeous florals. So there we go. There we are. Look at that. Now, don't think they have to be cut out of, your frames have to be black. You can cut them out of white. You can colour them yourself. How about putting them as an aperture? And remember, each one of these, we've not paper pieces. This is just your concept suite to show you how it can be done. Cutting to the front of our bag works well as well. Then we've got our radiant roses. We've got that as our side steppers, or we've got it as our fold back card. Doesn't that look gorgeous? And you can see straight away all those places. But because this is on white, I'm definitely thinking I want to go in there with my alcohol inks and my watercolours and really build that up. And then we've got our easel card. I also think what would look nice is if you put multiple layers so that you've got quite a lot of height on these. That would look really nice as well. So you make them quite thick, sort of almost like MDF. But look at that. How about putting it on at an angle? It doesn't all have to be straight and regimented. And then we just couldn't remember what that was called, like that pop out on the pop out front one. So it's like folds backwards. These are just made for shakers. You can see on there we've got all of our shaker elements on there. I do love these bumblebee ones, absolutely beautiful. And just think with your hexagons, and just think of all of those paper packs that you've got. And then you've got your peacock. And again, how about that? With the shaker again, and another one where we've got it over the top of our cards, or another one with our fold back. Oh, there's so many ways to use this peacock. How about like that? And I'm thinking your zigzag card. Do you like a Z fold card? Wouldn't these be perfect on a Z fold card?
I love a Z fold.
Well? And then another one with our stepper. So this is absolutely perfect way. Now, I've just seen a comment that's just made me smile. So first of all, we've got Robbie saying, oh my gosh, how gorgeous this is going to be. And that is certainly, she's talking about the peacock. Now, Lillian has said, hi everyone, I was certain this collection was not for me. But then Craig pulled out the peacock die this morning. Then seeing Sara do this demo, I need this. Yeah. And then Eleanor says, oh, look how pretty that peacock looks already. So Katie says, what size is he in A5, please? So these are just a bit smaller than A6, aren't they?
Yes.
If you think about these. So, yeah, you get, these dies are, let me just grab the measurements. They're 5.25 by 3.25 inches. So, you know, you'd get two of these out of an A5 sheet, as we were saying, for the paper releases. And then Leslie says, now Sara is making me want the peacock. Well, as we said, you're going to get all 5 die sets and the hold and release paper for £45.99 or $67.75, and that includes the peacock, which is here is the only place you're going to be able to get the peacock. But if you think maybe you don't want to buy the whole collection, then you can get your two for £18 or $27. But I think you'll quite quickly see that how, if you bought the collection, it's as if you've paid for 4 and you're getting the 5th one, let's say the peacock, because it's exclusive here, and your hold and release sheets for absolutely no extra money. So if you are buying your 2 for £18, $27, then you've added in your 1 or 2 of your hold and release sheets, you can quite easily see how it would pay you quite quickly to go for that bundle. You please get what works for you, but
I'll tell you what they all want as well, Corrine, while they're on. Get some of the, yes, we had the acetate on, but tacky glue does make all the difference if you have the tacky glue and these the little glue dispensers.
Yeah.
So they just, I know in case you're watching, guys, and you're wondering the little glue things that I've used, we sell the empty glue bottles so you can decant any type of glue you want into it. We've decanted the tacky glue in this time, and then so you basically want at least one tacky glue and at least one of the little mini glue dispensers. But look how easy that was. This is why if you're ever doing paper piecing, you should always be putting, look at that, you should always be using glue like this, wet glue like that, because it's just
beautiful. I love how you've done the teal on his chest and the navy, and then the royal blue on his back. That looks absolutely gorgeous.
I'm just going to warn you, Corrine, as I know this is your first show work with me.
Yeah.
I'm not usually this relaxed.
Aren't you?
No. You're lucky. You've been eased in with a much easier Sara experience than usual.
Oh, I think it's.
Do you know what? I'm loving that.
I've
never Can I just say, in 3 years we've been Bring Crafters TV now? Yeah, this will be our 3rd year. This is the first time I've completed a paper piecing project live on air. I always cut to the one that was prepared earlier, because it just literally they take too long. And they take too long, and you can't. I always inevitably lose a little bit.
It's the anxiety, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it gets way too stressful. Whereas this here, I can now take these and keep them and complete another project with them, where I just do them back to front.
Yeah.
So look, as proof, here's the one that someone prepared earlier for me to do. No, I've literally completed that whole thing. That has just been wonderful. And I just say I've had the most lovely, sitting there, I've had the most lovely, 10 minutes as it was?
That's no time at all. Really, when you think about it, to do something as intricate as that. Ooh, that's out for the masquerade ball, isn't it?
It is indeed. I just felt like it lent itself so well to it.
It does. Now, and then that little frame all the way around really
just is nice, doesn't it?
So what we're going to do with this,
just so you can see, I've done myself a 6x6 Z fold. So for anybody who doesn't do it, so basically you're going to take your A4, you're going to score it in half and in half again, and then you're going to square it off to 6 inches. Okay, so half again, square it off to 6 inches, you end up with this. We're going to flip this one over, that's going to stick on the front, and that's how we're going to do our Z fold. So all I'm doing, Corrine, is a little bit of matting and layering, as long as everyone can see.
Okay, you do a little bit of matting and layering, and we can. And we've got Gwen back in the studio getting ready to come back on at 4 o'clock. There's lots of people saying they're excited to see you back on at 4 o'clock.
Oh, yes.
So
I promised you I'd get them warmed up, Gwen, and I absolutely have. Please tell her in the comments, guys, have I got you warmed up?
Certainly has. Certainly has. So absolutely beautiful. We're saying these are going to look beautiful if you made some of your papers with some of the techniques that we were looking at this morning with your alcohol inks and everything. Would look so pretty. So this is, well, if you want these, remember you're going to get all 5 die sets and your first pack of hold and release papers, but maybe think about sticking another set in your basket as well, because you will want them. This is just so pretty. I love how this is coming together, such an effective way to do that. Oh, so we're still getting more comments coming through, I think. Oh, right.
Oh, right.
Patty. No, Patty's just said, I joined late. Does the hold and release paper come in colours that you have to use, or can you use your own colours of cardstock? Sorry, Patty, I know you joined us late. We'll show you again in the next demo. The hold and release sheet is just to hold your cardstock in place until you're ready to paper.
Well, do you want me to do one here?
You're going to do another demo in a minute, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I'll do it as part of my next demo. I can squeeze another one in there, absolutely.
Yes, we can get one more. So how beautiful is this?
There we go, my little bit of a peek.
I love bows at the bottom. I never used to think of putting a bow at the bottom of the card.
Bottom of the card.
Isn't that effective?
Just a little bit different, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
We make these stand out. Gwen, you've got stiff competition today, my dear. I've gone gangbusters trying to win card of the show for this one. Although I heard that you pipped out Corrine at the post at the earlier show as well.
You did. She pipped me at the post as well.
So yes, I've tried hard, but may the best woman win. Look at this. Do you know what? This is why. Do you know what I sometimes do? If I'm a little bit heavy-handed like that, I'll put my tape across here like this, stick this on, right? Because what you can do is you can rub the excess tape away.
There you go, top tips all the way.
There we go, let's have a little look. I'm going to just repair this bit here. So happy, right? And then once you're on, you see, you can just rub away the excess tape so that we only get left with tape behind where the die cut is. So just a little bit of a tip there. If you're a little bit heavy-handed like I was there, you can easily rub it away afterwards. There we go. And I've got a couple of little feathers from Masquerade Ball, and I think they are just going to go, yeah, just going to finish that off quite nicely, aren't they?
How pretty is that?
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. And this just shows you how you can bring in all your other collections, how when we bring you new collections, it sort of reinvigorates all the other things that you've got. So maybe those papers
new
that
ideas,
you
isn't it?
haven't had out for a while, or you know, those dies that you haven't had out for a while, and you're going to look at those and you're going to bring them together. How beautiful is that?
Do you know what I'm really liking? I'm really liking the matte mirror in contrast with the pearl.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that, so we did a little bit in the green and we did a little bit in the blue. So you had the green, the mint was pearl, and then the blue was the matte mirror. And
it gives that contrast, doesn't it?
It's the way they catch the light in different ways. Love that.
Yeah, I think if you'd have had it all as mirror, it might have been a bit
too much.
Too much.
I think it would have been, actually, yeah.
Yeah. That is so, so pretty. Well, thank you. So that's 3. Let's see if we can get a
do you think I would squeeze another one in?
Have you got one that you can?
I absolutely. If do you know what? I can. Do you know what? We might have to do a little bit and then cut to a slightly bits I've prepared earlier.
Okay.
Let me have 2 minutes. I'll get it ready.
Okay. So we're going to be showing you. We keep going back to it because I think everybody has been blown away by this collection. So you're going to get all 5 die sets, 10 dies in total, and 10 sheets of your hold and release papers. So this is going to be absolutely perfect for your paper piecing, and just remember those hold and release sheets are going to be able to be used with all of your other dies if that's what you wanted. So today it's £45.99 or $67.75, which is effectively getting one of the dies for free because they're normally £9.99 each. And also those hold and release sheets as well. So that gives you scope to maybe put it in an extra couple of packs. So have you got one and your final demo ready to show us then, Sarah?
I will have it in about 30 seconds.
About 30 seconds,
yep.
Right. I shall just waffle on while we do those. Let me show you.
You've got some samples, haven't you?
I certainly have. I wasn't sure that you were ready, but how about look at that, putting them onto using cream. So we've shown you all the different ways. So I'm going to sneeze. No. Oh yes, I knew I was going to sneeze. I'm so sorry about that. But how about using your cream for your frame instead? Or how about bringing in your radiant roses? You don't have to use lots and lots of colours if that's what you don't want to use. Oh, I had to show you that one again because that is definitely my all-time favourite card with this collection. And then, as we were mentioned earlier, you can pop these onto vellums as well. So that, if I just put my hand in so you can see, that gives a really beautiful effect to put that on there. And it also means you don't have to do quite as much paper piecing because you get the lovely effect. Or how about here where we've coloured it ourselves? So we've die cut the frame out of white, you can see around there, and then you've popped that in. And that was effectively what we did on that box this morning. We cut the frame out of white and then we inked through there. Right, now, this is going to have to be a quick demo, so I think Sarah is going to show us her final one and her final chance to get that card of the show.
She most certainly is. Right, let's have a little look. I've got a piece of white here. Nope, that's a little touch too small. Let me just get a piece of plain white. Right, so here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rose. There we go. I'm going to get the rose design and start off. Now, for those of you that missed the demonstration at the beginning, what you need to do first of all is we need the one that we're going to cut into, right? So this one here, and I'm going to take this, I'm going to use the die and we're going to cut in detail like this. I'm going to pop this right in the middle here. You want your clear and your magnetic and then your top plate as well. All right, that is your set of that is the one that's going to go all the way through and cut that out in detail. And you want a little piece of acetate Now, we've got acetate on the show because I think it's really important. They stick really well in acetate and vellum, right? Now, this is where, you know, what did I say at the beginning of the show, Corrine? I always stick my dies down, right?
You do. Is it moved?
Yes, it has. I mean, it still hasn't moved an insurmountable amount whereby it's not salvageable. But if this was on my card project, I would have been absolutely scuppered there. So you first pass through, you're going to cut the whole thing out like this here, all right? And then that you need to stick onto a piece of acetate. Now, my top tip that I was giving everyone for sticking is that you want to use your dotty tape pen, because what you want to do is you want to be able to like maneuver these into place, as it was, right? So you want to be able to stick all the way around. But as Corrine said, when she tried one earlier, she didn't put tape all the way to the edges. And then all that happens is it starts moving as soon as you start putting little pieces inside. So really important.
Slide underneath, and then you're not getting the full effect.
There we go. Let's have a look. I've stuck them all. Is that what you found? The slider underneath? Right. So if I just cut this along here now, there we go. This is what we're going to be working in, right? Now, with your second sheet, I'm going to piece in the rows. So what you're going to do is I'm going to get a little piece of the release foam, and I'm also going to get a piece of pink cardstock. So you can use any colour card you want, and we're sticking it onto the release foam. Now I'm saying sticking it, we're holding it in place on the release foam. So this is already tacky, it's not sticky. So that is going to allow us to hold the cardstock on the top here. Take the die, make sure your die is emptied out, right? So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a tap. Make sure you got all that die empty out. We are. Now, someone was asking about using this through the Midi earlier, so I'm going to just show you. If you're using it through your regular Gemini machine, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to leave out your magnetic shim, because you want to only cut through the cardstock and not cut through the base, the base foam underneath. I'm calling it foam, it's not sticky foam, right? The hold and release sheet. So when I look under here, you can see it's tried to cut a little bit, but it actually hasn't cut through that hold and release sheet. And what we need to do, lift the die out, and ideally, you don't want any of your bits lifting out with that die, right? There we go. Now, can you see I've lost a couple of bits? That one there was important because we need that. So I'm going to pop that back in place and just tap that into place here so that that is held there. Right, so they aren't going to move now. Then when we peel this back, it is going to peel off the back bit that we need, right? And it's going to leave all these bits inside. So there is that little bit there that I just said we needed. And you guys are obviously going to take your time doing this, whereas I'm rushing to go at the speed of light, right? Now, once we get to this stage, you're going to put your glue in these parts here, so that what you can then do is just peel these in. So this peels off here, it's in exactly the right spot, peels that off, and goes exactly into place there, right? And you're going to do that with every one of your pieces, and you're just taking your time to place them exactly into the spot. You're going to do that with the whole piece. Can you see this one I've done here? I've actually pieced in all those little pieces of the colour, and that is the card that we've done here. So if I just show you that to the front, can you see there, that's just all in there, and you can see we've used the tacky glue so it dries perfectly clear on the back, but you've got that lovely shaping on the front there.
Absolutely beautiful, really, really effective. I've just made me smile. Elaine says, oh Sarah, it always seems that I start watching saying to myself, I'm only watching to get some ideas, and then boom, cart's full and processed. Lol, I'm weak. No, you're not. You're just enjoying your craft. So that is all Sarah's got time for today. So we've got another hour. It's myself with Gwen for another hour. Sarah's just pulling her face because I think she's really enjoyed this. So she's going to go off and do what I heard her say she'd go off and do some more filming and lots of other things.
I am, you're right. I'd forgotten about that, Corrine.
Had you forgotten before you ran off? I could imagine chasing you down the road. So absolutely, thank you so much for showing us that. I think we've all learned a lot there, and we've really enjoyed seeing how mindful this is. So if you're going to enjoy these, this is what you want. Oh, it's just up there. But we're going to be back after the break with creative expressions. So watch this, and then we'll see you very shortly.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours. I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash. Take all the hard work out of patchwork with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4-inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. Follow your own creative inspiration or look through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? There's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing offers on the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. Quick Buy, get yours now.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
And welcome back. And so it's all changed in the studio while you've been watching that. We have literally been changing everything around in here. So Sara has gone and now we're all about the creative expression. So this is what we're going to be looking at for the next hour. So we have Gwen back with us here this afternoon. So you saw her this morning. I've known Gwen for a good few years now.
At least
She's pulling her face.
At least 5.
At least 5, we're saying. We've worked together so many times. So Gwen, welcome.
Thank you.
It's lovely to have you here. And isn't it a fantastic place to be?
It is so lovely. It's warm, friendly, it's very organised.
It certainly is.
And I do like that. And it's so lovely to meet up with old friends as well.
Yes, you
really
see
cool.
us all here, don't you, that you've known before. So it's wonderful to have you here.
Thanks.
So Gwen has brought us 2 collections today. So the first collection is over here. So should we have a look at this one over here? So this is our first one. So it's a 6-piece collection and it's our 1-liner die collection. Quite an unusual name. So you're going to get 23 dies in total. But when you see how they have cut out, you're going to understand the name 1-liner. So what you're going to do is it's as if somebody has doodled these. So they've joined, it's one line, one continuous line almost, that joins up to create these beautiful effects. So you've got the balloons. So not only have you got the main die, but you've got the accessories as well. You've got the champagne flutes with the hearts and the stars all around there. I do love these. You've got that gorgeous, gorgeous bow with a few little extra streamers. You've got these really beautiful hearts, and I do love that joined together. And then you've got your butterflies. Look at this one. So you've got your spray and then all your individuals. And then you've got your roses as well. That really reminds me of a fairy tale rose. And how you can use these lots of different ways. Now, I really think these are made to go with our hold and release sheets as well. So once you cut these out, the bits that pop out here would then hold perfectly in your hold and release sheets. So there you can see we've used, I think that's on our Yupo, and they've made a gorgeous alcohol ink background. So we're going to talk about alcohol inks and Yupo and all the different things as we go through the next hour. Then we've got this heart. Now, I saw after the last show, that's made from tissue paper and our inks and acetate. I remember you saying that's I do like that lovely effect. Then we've got our champagne glasses, and we've paper pieced in with the gold as well, and that looks beautiful. And then look at the bow on that beautiful background. Isn't that? They're just stunning. Now, if you're seeing sentiments on here, you're going to love these because we actually have some perfect sentiments that are going to work with these as well. Look at that rose, just white on that gorgeous inky background. And then we've got our butterflies. Look at that. So if you want this is your 6-piece one-liner die sets with all 23 dies. You're going to get that for £60.99 or $103.49. But if you're a platinum member, look at that price, how it's dropped down. £48.79 or $82.79. Now, they are all available individually, so if you do want to pick them, they are $11.99 or $20 each, if that's what you want to go for. So you pick the bundle that works best for you. Now, the next bundle we're going to look at, again, is another 6-piece bundle, but this is your sentiments. And I think these sentiments are absolutely perfect to go with the one-liners because they're of a similar ilk. They feel like a single line, again, a single line drawing. So you've got your best wishes, your hello, your celebrate, just because for you, happy birthday and thank you. Now, I've got a swatch here where they've all been die cut out. And look at this. I love how it's as if they've been written and then extended off the end of the die. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? It's a really, really effective way to do them. And again, these could be cut out of your inky backgrounds as well as your whites, your blacks, your mirrors. They're going to cut all of them. Now, the whole set with all 10 dies, the 6-piece, is going to cost you £25.99 or $45. But if you want to buy them individually, they're going to be $4.99 or $8.79. So it's entirely up to you. So we've got more to show you, but first, I think we need a demo. We've drawn a line, and this is where we're challenged for you to try and get the demo of the show again, Gwen.
I know. Like my creative challenge is up. I'm like, yes.
I'm not stirring. I just know what Gwen's like.
It's brought out my competitive streak. That I didn't even know I had one.
Right, what are you going to show us then,
So
please?
first of all, I'm going to show you how beautifully these dies cut, and I want to cut the champagne flutes. This is a beautiful die, and it's usable for so many occasions. It doesn't have to be a wedding or an anniversary. It could just be a celebration, a well done for something. It's just a really lovely die. I've learnt my lesson this morning. I'm going to take my die in place.
Yes, I really would. It really does.
Yes, it
really
helps,
does
doesn't it?
pay to do that.
Yes. So let me put my sandwich together, and then we can pop this through the machine, and you'll see just how well the die's cut. Very clean lines, these. All the little pieces fall out, but of course, because they are sort of lend themselves to some paper piecing, it's as well to keep those bits. And if you've got that fabulous hold and release paper pack, yes, that would be superb to use alongside these, because you would be able to keep every little piece where you need it. Whereas I spend my time ferreting around going, oh, where's that little bit gone?
Or is that from this champagne flute, or is that from that champagne flute? Where it holds it exactly where you need it?
Especially when you get to the really tiny bits, and it's like, oh my goodness, where did that come from? Yeah, so not fun. So let's pop this out and you can have a look at how beautifully that has cut. And that's just silver mirror card, which isn't the easiest cardstock to cut. And it's handled that no bother. Fortunately for me, I don't need the bits this time. So, all right, so let's pop that over to one side and we're going to move on and have a look at these fabulous alcohol inks by Ranger. Obviously, we all know the name Tim Holtz and we love his distress lines and we also love the Ranger alcohol inks. So I'm going to use 3 of the colours. We've got Cool Perry and Aqua and Limeade. And I'm going to bring in this amazing gadget. I love this. It's the air blower and it's really soft and squishy rubber. And it allows you to blow the alcohol inks around without getting your breath near it, because what you don't want to be doing is breathing in the fumes from these alcohol inks. That's not good. So I'm just going to start by dropping a few drops of each of the colours onto the Silver Pearl Yupo cardstock. Now this is a really special cardstock. The surface has been treated so that it will accept alcohol inks without disintegrating. If you try to use alcohol inks on some cardstocks, it will destroy the surface. All right, so I'm just going to add in a little bit of blending solution here and there. And then I'm going to take my blower and start to manipulate the inks. Now look how fun this is.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it?
That's so much more controlled than if you tried to blow yourself, isn't it?
Well, if you blow, I mean, some people say, oh, could I use a straw? Yes, you can, but naturally when you blow through a straw, you then breathe in. And that's not good, because you really don't want to breathe these, particularly the blending solution, because that contains a resin, which is really harmful to your lungs if you breathe it in. So don't breathe it in, simple.
And then I love how you get to the point that you want, and then you can go in and add more colour and build it up.
Exactly.
It's not a one-shot fits all. But again, I think is it not the same with all sorts of craft? Little bit less, because you can add more, you can't take away.
That's right.
So yeah.
And
wow, that's
I don't know
so
if you
effective.
noticed, but when I added some more colour there, I didn't add any more blending solution because it didn't need it. I already had some sitting on the surface there and I didn't need any more. Now, the other thing I want to show you with these is that you can also use isopropyl alcohol. Now, it sounds very posh and very complicated, but it's just like a rubbing alcohol.
All right, yes.
You can buy it in the pharmacy. You can
I've
buy
got
it.
rubbing alcohol at home.
Yeah, surgical spirit.
Yeah.
As long as it's 97% or above, you can use it for this. Again, well-ventilated area, or put a mask on. It's not great to breathe. I am going to spray it. Now, I have to give health and safety advice here because it's important. Do not ever spray the blending solution. Again, we've said it's got that resin in there, which if you breathe it in, is not good. Surgical spirit, not so. So what I want to do is create, I hope we can get a close-up on this because it's something that is quite subtle. I'm going to spritz with the surgical spirit or the isopropyl alcohol from a distance, and don't burst into song.
I'm watching.
And you get these little tiny bubbles forming.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yeah. It's almost lifting the colour out, isn't it?
It does. That's exactly what the surgical spirit does.
Oh yeah, that one really showed up.
And it just makes it look even more interesting. Now, if at any point you want to stop it, you can just blot or put a heat gun on it, which is what I'm going to do, because I don't want it to keep travelling, which it will do. Oh, I'm not switched on. Oh, I'm not even plugged in.
You're not plugged in?
Oh, never mind. But if you do want to stop it, you just need to do that. Blow a heat gun on it. Excuse me, my nose is dribbling. And then just let that dry once you're happy with where you're at with that. It doesn't take very long to dry at all. So I'll just pop that to one side while we progress with the rest of the card. So I've got my champagne flutes. What you also get on this set are these lovely little additional 3 stars and 3 hearts, different sizes. Now I love that because you can use the hearts for romantic occasions, weddings, anniversaries. But you've got the stars, which are perfect for your birthdays and celebrations. So it's giving you lots of opportunity to use these for whatever occasion you like. And I've cut these out again from some Midi card. So I just use little scraps, and we all have those, don't we? And I've cut myself a selection of those stars. Look how pretty those are. And of course these you can use on other projects, mix and match with your other dies or stamps. So we've got those, and I've also cut the Celebrate from those fabulous sentiments. So that's the Celebrate die, and I've cut that out of some silver mirror card as well. So we can begin to assemble now the card. So I've got some plain aqua cardstock, which I've cut into a 7x5 inch card. And then we have our panel that we've just inked. Am I on now? Yes, thanks. Thank you very much. I'm just going to dry it off because it is still a little bit tacky. Oh, excuse me. It's the air conditioning that gets my nose going.
There you go.
There we are.
It would smudge if we didn't get it dry for you when you try to put your glue on.
It stays a little bit tacky and it will smudge, so it does pay to have it nice and dry. And I'm only going to use a normal wet glue. This is our Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear Glue, which...
So that's been done on the alcohol ink cardstock, you say?
Yes, so
Yes.
it's the pearl one.
The pearl one. And it just your regular glue, you don't need to use any special glue
No, because
on
on the back of it, it's sort of laminated onto a normal card back.
Right.
So you've got just a standard card back on there, so it will take any form of glue or tape that you normally would use, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the brushed silver one, and then we have
gorgeous.
silver sparkle as well. So it's entirely up to you which one you want to use. So absolutely gorgeous on there. But
So
what pretty effect. It's really, it's not pastel, but it's really pretty, isn't it?
It is quite pastel. Some of the colours, I mean, that lime is obviously very vibrant.
Yes.
But what you find when you use it in this method is that they blend as well, so you get secondary colours
Yep.
as well.
Yeah, because you didn't put any lilac on there, but I'm
There
seeing
was a
lilac.
little bit of the cool perry.
Was it the cool perry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But you just, like with any colours, you've got to be careful you don't mix them, over-mix them, because you end up with mud, basically. But with the alcohol inks, that doesn't tend to happen quite so much.
Do you know what? I have got baskets full of alcohol inks
Have
at
you?
home, and I never know what to do with them or
Oh,
how
well.
to use them. I'm going to... I need to watch and learn. Perhaps I think I need to get some of this cardstock as well, because it's having the right paper. If you've got the right foundation, everything else is going to follow through properly, isn't it? And I think that's what it's all about. It's getting all those layers right so that everything follows through.
Exactly. And this is speciality cardstock, and I know you can use it on glossy cardstock, but you have to be careful about what surface it is. Photo paper doesn't cut the mustard because it actually breaks down the surface. So you've really got to know what you're working on, bearing in mind that these are alcohol-based inks. So, you know, it's like a solvent. And if you think about what a solvent does, it dissolves things. Mm-hmm. So if you remember that, then you'll know better what to use and what not to use. But you can use it on mirror card. It's really lovely on mirror card.
Oh, wow. Yes, I can imagine that. Look
Right.
at this.
So I'm just going to pop these outline champagne flutes, really simple, and it looks like we've now got a fantastic mojito cocktail in there, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've picked it really carefully where to put
Yes.
it. So every time you make this, you're going to
It
get
will be
different. You're going to have a
different.
different background. So your positioning is going to be different because it's naturally, your glasses might go further to the left or further to the right, depending on where that intensity of colour sits.
That's right.
So that looks so pretty.
So in my head, when I did the first one, I thought, oh, that looks like a really vibrant cocktail in there now. And I tried to position it so it looked like, you know,
Yeah.
it was in the glass. So it might not work quite like that every time, but you can play around with it. And then it might dictate where you put your sentiment as
Yeah.
well. But that's fine. That's what composing a card is all about. So we'll pop-
Even when we prepare our demos here, do you find that they always end up slightly different?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It never turns out to be exactly as you thought because something changes and you do it slightly differently. But it's just all these little accessories, and when you get the champagne flute, you're also going to get all of the extra accessories. So the champagne flute has got the stars and also the hearts. I love the hearts because they don't quite join. They're really pretty.
Well, again, they like that they're sort of line art, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's just like a doodle. They're really lovely. I love these dies.
Really pretty. So as we were saying, you can buy the whole collection and that will give you all 6 sets of dies, or you can buy them individually at $11.99 or $20 each, if that's what you prefer. You build the bundle that works the best for you, and you know you're going to be loving these. I think you can do quite traditional, you can do very modern. It's entirely up to you how you finish them off. We've got one more,
And there we are.
there we are. How perfect is that?
And that was, there was nothing complicated about that really, was there? You know, as long as you understand how to use the alcohol inks and you can just have fun. I mean, creating these background patterns like this, I just love it. I could sit and do it all day. But it's different every time. It's very hard to dictate the outcome. You can to some extent, but it's never going to be identical. But just go with that, just understand that, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely lovely. It's a different way to craft, but knowing that every single piece that you make is a work of art and totally individual. So if you want that, then you can see on there that up there we've got the one-liner collection, the champagne flutes, which Gwen has just used. If you want to buy that on its own, it's $11.99 or $20. But if you would rather, then you can buy that as part of the larger collection, which is going to get you all 6 die sets. And you're going to get that today for £60.99 and £60.99 even, or $103.49, and that's going to give you all 23 dies across the 6 collections. Oh, I do love that. And I'm looking at that, and you can mix and match. The bow's going to work beautifully with the balloons, and oh, you know, I'm just seeing how you're going to be able to mix and match them around. Now, if you really loved what Gwen just did, then maybe you're going to want some of the cardstock. So the first one I've got here is the brushed silver cardstock, and this is the one that you have just seen in action. So it's like looks a bit like a pearlescent cardstock, I think is the easiest way, or a matte, you know, a satin metal is probably a really good description, but it's specially coated to work, as it says at the top, with your alcohol inks. And you're going to get 10 sheets in that pack for £10.49 or $15.21, or you're going to get it for $8.39 or $12.17 if you are a platinum member. Then we've got the silver sparkle. Now this is going to work exactly the same way. It's not textured, it looks like it should be textured, but I think it's still got that smooth finish, but it's got, can you see on there, that sparkle shining through, which is absolutely gorgeous. Same price, $10.49, $15.21, or in the platinum price is £8.39, $12.17. Now, if you don't want the silver or the brush silver, you might decide you want to get some Yupo. Now, I've heard about this, I've heard lots of people refer to Yupo over the years regarding alcohol inks, but very rarely do you find it. But you've got, if you get this, it's going to allow you to do all your techniques with all of your alcohol inks. Gwen, why does this work? Why is Yupo so good for alcohol inks?
Well, it's actually a synthetic paper. It's not paper at all. It's actually a plastic, for want of a better word. I think it is a plastic, some sort of polymer anyway. So it's got a non-absorbent surface, so it allows your inks to float around on the surface and move, which is what you want with alcohol inks. You want to create those lovely patterns and textures with it.
So they
blend.
blend.
It sits on the surface and blends, yes, and then you can manipulate that with your applicator. If you saw me earlier, I was using one of the mini felt applicators, which are perfect to use with the alcohol inks, rather than your foam applicators, which you would use with your ink pads. And then you can add blending solution, or as I showed you, the isopropyl alcohol, depending what effect you want to get. Bear in mind, blending solution will thin down your alcohol inks. The isopropyl alcohol will remove colour from the inks, but make them a lot more fluid.
Yes.
So that's
depending on what technique you're after.
Use,
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So just quickly, Tammy has said, so any of the Midi card will work?
Well, I would say do a test, because not all Midi card is the same.
Right. So
Not
if it's
all
depending on the
Midi
coating on the top, isn't it?
Not all Midi card is created equal.
Yeah.
Some have a very thin film on top, which can peel. Some is more of a bonded surface, which is more suitable because it's more robust. So just do a little test with whatever you've got.
So you're looking for a bonded Midi rather than a plastic coated Midi?
I might be making a generalisation, but I would say the type of Midi that doesn't crack when you score it.
Yeah.
is generally a more of a bonded surface. If it cracks when you score it, then it's suggesting it's got that film on it. So, but always do a test and just make sure it's going to work.
Okay, so you've worked out what cardstock you're going to do it on. So you've got your UPO or your alcohol card, but you're going to need your inks to go on. So I've got a lovely bundle here. So you've got your 6 different inks here. I don't know how close you can get in to see. There we go. So we have got, first of all, we have got, let me see, Aqua, which is absolutely gorgeous. So that's the lovely pale blue. So these are all available individually at £4.50 or $6.50 each, or if you're a Platinum member, £3.60 or $5.20. So we've got Aqua first. Then we're going to go to our Limeade. Oh, I do like this. This is really vibrant. And I just think they work really work so well. And then you've got your Cool Perry, which is your next, which is your lovely purple. How gorgeous is that? So Cool Perry. There we go. That's the next one. Now your 4th one, if you like this, is your Sunshine Yellow. But just think of all the colours you're going to be able to make with this sort of palette, if they're your base colours. And then your next colour is your Valencia. I'm reading that upside down.
That's a really lovely fiery orange. It's gorgeous.
Fiery orange, Gwen's saying, a really strong, brilliant, vibrant orange. And then the final one you've got is your Latte. Absolutely gorgeous. So you can now create your own bundle with those. Now, once you've got those, you might be thinking about getting some blending solution to use some of those techniques that we were showing you earlier. Remember, you don't spray blending solution. You just drop this one onto your alcohol inks, and then it helps it to move around. It gives it fluidity, I think is a good way to describe that. So that is £7.33 or $10.63. But look at that, if you are a Platinum member, that's going to drop right down to £5.86 or $8.50. So that is perfect. Then we've got the mini blenders. Now, Gwen just mentioned that these are felt on the top and not foam, and that is really important. You wouldn't want to use these with your ink pads. These are just to use with your alcohol inks, and it's using the right tool for the right purpose. So you've got this, and it's got your 2 applicators with 10 felts in total on there. There we go. So let's have a look at what else we can do with these then, please, Gwen.
What, the alcohol inks?
I think so. Yeah,
Oh.
if you've got them, or the dye. No, the dyes, or whatever you're dyeing next. Sorry, yeah. Sorry.
You threw me there.
Sorry.
So I was going to have a look at the rose. Ironically, I'm not using any inks in this demo.
Oh, that's fine.
There you go.
We'd like to see the dyes.
Because we've brought you some beautiful rollerball pens from Sakura. So we've got a set of 10 of those, I think. Might even be 12. Really gorgeous colours. So that's what I'm going to use. So I've got my large rose. The rose set comes with 2, a large and a small. Really lovely for making bunches of flowers. And if you put them in combination with that gorgeous bow, you can create a beautiful bouquet. So just saying. So I'm going to put the rose onto a panel which I have already cut with one of Sue Wilson's gorgeous slimline dies. We haven't got those today. I'm sure they might make an appearance in the near future. So watch this space. And I'm going to cut that right down the middle of my panel. So let me pop my plates together again. See if I can do it properly this time. Still getting used to this machine.
No one would notice. No one would notice.
I think all you Gemini pros would. There we are. You have to start somewhere. Right. So for this particular sample that I'm going to make, I don't need the bits that come out of the rose, but if you did want them, just keep them. I keep them on a piece of paper, or as we've seen, that gorgeous sheet that crafters have brought to you to hold all your little bits for paper piecing. I think that's fantastic. So this rose is very elegant, it's very modern. I love the style of it. Very clean, but again, it's done with that one-liner doodle, which I just think is so clever. And I've got my aperture here, which is where I've cut the rose from, and that's the bit I need to start with initially. So I'm going to put behind that some double-sided adhesive. This is going to make it really easy for me to put back in the pieces I want to add into my rows. So what I do when I'm doing something like this is I take one of the release papers off, just check which one's got the sticky side. It doesn't matter which side you take off first. Remember which side was facing the sticky side and place it so that it's face up. And then put your die cut face down, and that's only so that when I put this now sticky on the back of that, it's not going to stick to whatever's...
You've forgotten to do that before now, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah.
You've been there, haven't you?
Bitter experience there, aren't you? I can tell. You've stuck that down and realised you've stuck it to your surface.
Yes. So if you pop that release paper underneath, it just prevents that disaster.
Thinking, why is she doing that? And then it dawned on me, otherwise you're going to just stick to your piece of card underneath.
That's right. So you can see it's there protecting the sticky surface. When I take this off again, that's all sticky now. So I'm just going to leave that to cover it up. It's also a good idea just to keep it clean, because if you've got other bits floating around, they can sort of attach themselves. So let me bring in the Sakura jelly roll. We've got this set of, yes, it is 12. Gorgeous colours. If you're not familiar, although I'm sure most of you are, these are a rollerball pen. They have a very fine rollerball in the end. There's a very clever valve system in here which regulates the flow of ink. And you need to just work very slowly with them in little circles. These particular ones are the Stardust, and they give the most beautiful shimmer. And I'm just going to colour the rows. So I'm just doing little circles all across the surface of the rows. Now this is something you can really lose yourself in. Now, it takes a while.
I don't think we've got those available at the moment.
Oh,
but I mean, you could do this technique with any medium that you've got, couldn't you? This could be your, could you go in with any of your alcohol
of course
pens?
you could. You could use your
watercolour pens.
Probably your intense pigment stains. They're more like, you can water those down, use them like a watercolour. Or any shimmer pens you might have. I know Crafter's Companion do some amazing shimmer pens.
Oh, that would look nice, wouldn't it?
So I'm just going to grab one that I've already done quite a lot of work to, because it does take a little while, and I'm just going to finish this one off.
It's about getting it so that you don't have any white bits showing through,
That's
isn't
right.
it? It's just making sure you...
Yeah, you just need to go around, make sure you go along the edges as well.
Yeah.
But it is going to sit back inside that aperture, so...
The outside edge is not going to show, but the inside edge might show a little bit.
I mean, if you've not got the dexterity to do this kind of detail work, what you could do is paint the card first and then cut your rows out of it.
Yeah.
And just position your colours where you want them.
Yeah.
So I would do that with the green and just finish off the leaf as well. So let's grab that nice vibrant green. These are stunning colours. And you've got a really lovely palette, a proper palette of all colours across there.
I can see all the shimmer coming through as well. They look
stunning,
so pretty. But I guess the technique that you're going to show us now, whilst it's going to look absolutely amazing with rose, you could be doing with the balloons or with the hearts, but you know, cutting it out and colouring it, and then before you paper piece it back in, couldn't you? I mean,
absolutely. Yes, of course. These techniques will work with any of the dies.
Yeah.
So if you are putting your own basket together and think, oh, I'd like to be able to do that, you certainly can with any of them. And as I say, any of the colouring mediums as well. The only reason I colour after I've cut is that I don't then get a white edge. If you colour and then cut, you'll get the white edge from your cardstock. But that's not so disastrous, you can't solve it, is it, you know?
No, you can always go back in and just add in a bit more.
All right, so there's a rose finito, and I'm going to start to build my card. So let's bring back that panel with my sticky covering on it.
You're a very neat crafter, Gwen.
Do you know, I've had that said to me before. If you saw me in my workplace, you wouldn't think that. I just try to here for the sake of...
Well, you have discipline when you come on your TV shows, because I've noticed before, I always think, what a neat crafter you are.
I remember Jamie saying once that, he said, when Gwen's been here, you wouldn't know she'd been here. I'll take that as a compliment. I don't want to leave a disaster behind me.
There we go. And then it puts pieces straight back in,
the only thing is that little bit there is quite flexible, so you just have to get that in the right place.
Yeah.
I should have checked that really before I stuck it down, but there we are. So yeah, just check any bits that potentially could flex.
Yes.
That you get them in the right spot.
Oh,
there we are.
Got that in perfect.
Now we can use this again, make sure everything's really well pressed down. Because what I'm going to do now, you probably can tell, I've still got exposed sticky stuff.
Yes, I was thinking that.
So in comes our fantastic glitter.
Wow. So we've got these on the show today. So we have 6 colours of these, don't we? So
They are beautiful.
And they're all available individually for you. And you've got the ice blue. So this one is, I think that one. It's sort of got a greeny blue hint. It's absolutely gorgeous. There we go. There's your ice blue. Then we've got our pale bronze. How gorgeous is that? Is that the one you're using, pale bronze?
Yes, I'm using pale bronze and hunter green on this one.
Oh, and so hunter green is down here. There we go, you can see that. Pale bronze. Oh, pale bronze. So these are $3.99 each or $6 each, but that drops down to £3.19 or $4.80. So if I just whiz through the colours so that you can see, they're ice blue, pale bronze, lavender, hunter green, sparkle star, which is that white one, and then antique rose in that corner. Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? Sorry, Gwen, I interrupted you, but I just wanted to show everybody what we've got.
You've got to do your silly bit.
So you've covered up the bit where you don't want it to be.
Yes, because I want to put the bronze here and the green here, and if I just throw it on, it'll go everywhere. So just protect the area you don't want the colour to go to. I'm using that release paper again, but you could use a little piece of tape or just plain copy paper, whatever you've got.
But something that's not going to stick, preferably.
Yes. So, and then I've just got a little tiny brush, and all I need to do is just brush that into place and away from the rose head.
Yes.
And then
in
just
case
burnish
it went underneath.
Yes, just burnish it with your finger. Carefully take that off. You see, I put it down facing the wrong way after all that. So, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Just give that a flick. So we've now got our lovely green filled in there.
Wow, that looks beautiful.
And then I need to clean up the green, obviously, because it will contaminate the other colour if I don't. So let's just clean that up.
But I'm assuming this time you don't need to cover up because you've only got adhesive left.
And the best bit of advice I would give you is start with your darker colour first.
Right.
Because if you start with a light colour and then go dark, you can get some of the dark in the light. But if you get some of the light in the dark, it's not going to really make a difference. But I would still work away from the green area. So just gently tap that onto the rose head. And
you're hardly using any of it at all, are you? You're hardly using any at all. So that is the pale bronze that we're using there. You're getting 10ml in these pots, but I get the feeling that these are going to last for a very, very long time, aren't they? You're going to get an awful lot out of those.
Now, I've got an opportunity for a lesson here. Do you remember when I said I'd put this down the wrong way? And a little bit of it had stuck. So what it's done, it's removed a little bit of the tack. Yeah. So to repair that, all I need to do...
I wouldn't have noticed that if you hadn't have said.
Well, I'm right on top of it, so I guess I didn't need to confess. But if somebody at home did it, they might think, oh, how do I repair that? So there we go, a little bit of glue, pop on some more glitter, and you'll never know. Now here you can see was where I had my sticky tape when I cut my die. Don't worry, that just rubs away, look. Perfect. So there we've got our lovely rosebud, and we can now move on to the next step. So I've got another one here already done, but I think I quite like that one. So the next thing I've done is I've created a little tag, and all I've done literally is cut a rectangle and cut the corners off. It's not a die or anything like that, I've just done it by hand. And I want to show you again how to use those pens. So I've got the same green, oops, and I'm just going to draw the pen down the edge of the card. Now you can do this with a ruler in place or just freehand, and it just puts a super fine edge onto the tag.
Wow, that is fine, isn't it?
Yeah, if you sort of lean the ball in towards the edge. If you want it more pronounced, just put a ruler and go down it. I haven't got my ruler here, so I can't do it. But it just gives a really beautiful... And also, if you have a look here, if you wanted to put an edge around, say that, you could use a piece of card and draw down it and create a really lovely frame. Or you can just do it freehand and have a wobbly frame. I quite like that as well.
Yes, do a faux stitching around
a
there.
wiggly one,
yes.
yeah.
Sometimes it's the subtle bits. You can just see that green sort of shining up, can't you?
Yes. And then I've used the Just For You, and what I've done is I've snipped apart the for and the you. And you don't need to worry about reshaping the edges. So we can put the for you, and I've lost my just somewhere. But luckily I've got one I did earlier. So I've coloured the letters again like I did with the rose, and stuck the words down and created a little tag. And then for my card, I've got some more panels done with the Sue Wilson rectangles, the slimline. And I've already got some foam mounted on the back of that. But before I stick it down, I want to attach my main panel. Now I've got the back of the sticky here, so I can use that as adhesion. Oops, sorry, that went on the floor. That's not very tidy, is it, Corrine?
It's not, is it? But no one needed to have known that.
I'm just being honest.
How beautiful is that?
So that's
really stunning.
You know, choosing your cardstock makes a difference, doesn't it? Having lovely toning colours. Now my tag's going to go here somewhere like so. So I just got a little bit of twine, and I'm just going to wrap it around here 2 or 3 times, and when I come to my last one, I'm going to thread the tag on and tie a little knot. So just tie a knot on itself, whoops, like so. And you can stick that in place if you prefer, and then take the rest of the thread around there, and that's going to sit like that.
How beautiful is that?
Here's the finished proper one, all finito.
That is gorgeous. Now, if you are liking that, that rose is from our one-liner collection. So that is the rose from the one-liner collection, and you can buy that today for $11.99 or $20. But if you think that looks really fantastic, then maybe you want to consider buying the whole collection. That's going to give you 6 die sets, and then you're going to be able to have the rose, the balloons, the champagne glasses. I'm just looking at them all, the bow, the heart, and the butterflies, and you're going to get that today for £67.94 or $115. Now, the other thing you would definitely need to be able to make that card is your silk glitters. Now, these are absolutely gorgeous. They don't feel coarse at all. So go that way. There you are. You can see.
Can I just interject? You can stamp on top of these as well.
Can you? What sort of ink would you stamp on top of these with?
Archival black, Stays On, or Versafine Clair.
Perfect.
Something like that.
So an alcohol ink, basically.
A oil-based permanent ink.
Or a permanent ink.
Yeah.
Thank you. I hope you heard that. So yes, so you can stamp on top of these once you've created your background. But they feel lovely and smooth. It doesn't feel chunky. So you've got your ice blue, your pale bronze, your lavender, your antique rose, your sparkle star, and your hunter green. Now, each of these are sold individually at £3.99 or $6 a pop. So you go and pick the colours that work for you. I'm thinking, I'm really loving those. And then I'm thinking, oh, I love that pairing. Then I'm thinking, oh, that looks gorgeous together. So yeah, they are absolutely gorgeous. You're going to have to pick the ones that what you want. Now, the other thing that we have available today are our crystal tints. So I'm going to ask Gwen what these are in a minute, but you're going to have the 6 colours on here, and I'll show you these. So you've got your blue aquamarine, your pure amethyst in the middle there, your pink topaz. Down at the bottom you've got your lime peridot, is that the right way to say it? Peridot, tanzanite blue, and your orange garnet on there. So these are all £3.50 each or $5. Now go on to our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu, and you will see them all on there, and then you can create your own bundle or collection that works for you. So Gwen, what are these and how do we use them, please?
So the colourful crystal tints, they're like a varnish.
Yep.
But they are water-based. They're very clever because they're very fluid, and you can activate them with water, you can water them down. But when they dry, they're permanent and very glossy. They're very translucent, so they're like a glass paint, if you like. So they're wonderful on acetate. You could use an outline like one of these dyes and then paint in with them to get that stained glass effect. Or I'm going to actually use them in my next demo, funnily enough, so I'm going to show you how to make a background with them.
Oh, that'd be nice.
We've also brought for you the clear varnish. Now, this is really great for watering them down. I'll show you how to do it in a little minute. But they are vibrant, very vibrant.
They are very
colours.
vibrant. When you look at the swatches, they
Yes.
look such gorgeous, gorgeous
They are
colours.
really jewel-like.
And when you say about a varnish, they feel really hard.
Yes.
They feel really, you know, like they've held in those zigzags. They're not going to run or
That's
bleed.
right, and they have a lovely nozzle on the bottle, so they're very controllable. So you can write with them, you can do little dots and pearls with them, you could fill in the centre of flowers with them.
They're controlled.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes.
Okay, so if you want to show us those, so you can then go and pick the ones you want of those. They're £3.50 each or $5 a bottle. So Gwen, can we see the next demo?
Let's
That'd be lovely.
do that.
Thank you.
So I'm going to use the orange garnet and this superb pink topaz, and I'm going to use the clear varnish, and I'm actually going to use a foam applicator. This was a technique I was messing about with, and I wanted it to work, and I couldn't get it to work just by using these on their own, because when they hit the card they just grab and left dollops. Technical term. So I tried it with water, that didn't work either. So I thought, do you know what, I'll try it with the clear varnish. And this is the thing, you've got to experiment. At the end of the day, that's a piece of card. If it
It's a
doesn't
small
work,
piece of
it's
card.
not the end of the world.
It's just regular card?
Yes, this is our coconut white. It's just a natural matte card, nothing special. So I'm going to squeeze the clear varnish all over my card.
And we've got that on the show today. So if you do go to Shop the Day, then you're going to be able to see that all over. Ooh.
And I'm just blending it onto the surface of the card. Now that's come up yellow because I've got yellow in my pad, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to drop in. Now I'm also going to tell you a top tip. When your card starts to bow like that, spritz the back of it and it'll stay flat. And then you don't have issues of it bowing up and all your ink running off. Okay, so I'm now going to blend this. Now, I couldn't do this onto dry card because it just grabs, as I say, and leaves horrible marks. But once you've got that clear varnish down as a base, you can blend this into a fantastic background. So I did the pink first, and now I'm doing the orange. Now, it might look a little scruffy at first, but once you've got it where you want it, then what I'm going to do is go in and stipple and just pounce that into submission. And it just creates the most beautiful, shiny background.
Oops. I'm just getting the demo. If you see me behind you, knocking things off, just grabbing Sara's
She was trying
demos.
to creep and it didn't work, did it?
It didn't, did it? Tried to creep and then I made a noise.
So again, it takes a little while to dry, which means you've got time to manoeuvre this around. So if I actually know that I want this to be a little bit more pink, so I'm going to go back in with a little bit more pink, and I'm going to increase the pink, because you can do that once you've got a base that is fluid and allows your inky bits to move around. That's when you can really start to manipulate things. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to stop. This needs to go straight into water. It will just wash out once you put it in water, but do it straight away. If you let it dry, then you will not be able to get rid of it. It won't clean out once it's dry. All right, so that's our background. Obviously, we need to let that dry. Takes about 10 minutes, not very long. It's quite quick. Depends how thickly you've applied it, of course. So now I've got my background. Here's one I did earlier. Oh, and the other thing I did, come back. I always forget something, I'm terrible. I'm taking the Sparkle Star Glitter. Now, because this is a varnish, it's going to act like a glue. You can't do this onto a normal inky background because it just doesn't stick. Once it's dry, it'll rub off. But because this is a varnish, it will hold the glitter.
So it's got effectively the varnish or the glue in it
Yes.
to work.
Yes.
So you do it, you're not sprinkling it all over, you just literally want the glitter to go...
Just
into-
very, very subtle, a little sparkle. I'm just rubbing it through my fingers like salt.
I'm thinking, I might be jumping ahead for your demo, but just a black die cut on top of there.
Would be fab.
It would.
But no, that's
Yeah.
not what I'm doing.
Pardon?
No, that's not what
No,
I'm
it's
doing.
not what you're doing, no. Okay then. So yeah, if you were doing an aperture card with a sunset in the background, that would look beautiful, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it? Something else I did was, I've got this die cut, which is from one of our other designers. She's called Sam Poole, and she's got a fantastic range of very shabby vintage style things, and this is one of her background dies. And I did the same technique with the clear varnish and the colourful crystal tints, but did it much paler. So just add more varnish, and then I could create these lovely soft pieces, which I wanted to create for my background. So I've done that in exactly the same way, just pounced my tool and got myself a paler version of this, but onto the honeycomb, and then snipped it up into little pieces.
So
Okay.
I think some of our crafters might have that because we have previously sold that on this channel. So that die cut.
Yeah, well, it's one of hers. As I say, she has a lovely range. In fact, she's just had a new release out, which I haven't got to play with yet, and I'm dying to. So let's get the bits out from my previous cut. So I want to cut the rows out of this, and what I want on this occasion are the infill pieces, but of course I will get the rose outline as well. And also I want some words, so I'm going to cut, just because at the same time, if I can find it, sorry, oh, I've lost it. There we are. So again, when I'm designing a card, I quite often think, right, what am I going to need? And I make a piece that's going to be big enough.
Yes,
to...
because how frustrating would that be if you'd made
Yes.
it all and then it didn't, you couldn't quite get on what you wanted to get onto it?
And obviously with a piece like this, I could also cut some of those hearts and stars, or even some of the butterflies. I could cut all sorts out of this at the same time, but I'm just going to do what I need for this. So I'll just take those down.
This isn't cutting it out to put back in, this is basically to colour up your die cuts.
Yes, so I don't want the outline, but obviously I'm going to keep it to use on another project.
Yes, of course.
So that's the beauty again of these dies. You'll get 2 for 1 every time you cut them.
Exactly. We like that.
Yeah.
We were saying earlier with the paper piecing dies, you know, make sure that you keep all the bits because you can use them on your next project and your next project.
That's exactly it. You don't waste anything.
We
And when it's
certainly
so
don't.
lovely and you've taken all that trouble to make the background, why would you throw them away? So these are the bits I want, these cut out pieces. So let me just retrieve that.
So, Carissa is saying this collection will make such elegant cards, and I think that's absolutely, it's so delicate, it's so fine that, you know, you can't help but make elegant cards. And they're quite simplistic and minimalistic, if that's the style that you're into.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you put lots on, you could turn around, but I think they make beautiful, stylistic, you know,
Well, I
simple
just think
cards.
it's really lovely to have the choice of that. And they're of that style where if your thing is clean and simple, which I struggle to do that style, I love it, but I struggle to do it. You can do that, but you can also go to any level in between up to really elaborate.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
And
Sorry.
so yes, so she says absolutely beautiful makes, Gwen. And then Craft
you.
M Becky says, I absolutely love Creative Expressions teamed up with Crafter's Companion. Gwen, I ordered all the crystal tints, ordered all the one-liner die sets, and Tim Holtz alcohol inks and papers. I'm in love with all your demos. Please, please do more Crafter's Companion launches and guest appearances. Just fabulous.
Well, that is so kind. Thank you so much.
Isn't that lovely?
I
That's-
really appreciate that, and I'm so pleased that you're enjoying this collaboration, because I certainly am. Sadly, it's not up to me whether I come back again, but hopefully they'll have me back.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will.
So I just want to show you, I've got that outline where I cut that rose from. I also had a plain rose left from the previous cut.
Oh, wow.
So you could just pop that back in.
Yes.
And then either another background behind or some glitter, as you've seen me do. I mean, it's just never throw anything away.
No, they all work, don't they?
They all come back to be used again. So I've got this gorgeous outline as well, but I don't need it for this one. What I'm going to need are my tags. So I'm going to make a tag here. I've cut these with a die and I've layered up 3 colours to attach my rose to. So I'm going to need that white outline. That's going to go just on top. I've not cut a recess for it to sit in. I'm just going to glue it on top. And then I'm going to paper piece all these bits back in.
I bet you wish you had a release sheet.
Stop
Because
rubbing
look,
it in.
I think this wasn't planned. I can promise you this wasn't planned. This is just Gwen said, you've now got to work out which piece goes where.
Yeah.
Have you got all of the pieces?
Because look at all these bits I've got, and some are here and some are here, and I'm going to have to go through them and sift through them to find the ones I want. That's fine. I don't mind doing that. I love fiddling. Actually, sometimes they're held within the die, and you can put the die over and push them through.
Yes.
That's the way I've done it before. But that sheet you've got is genius.
It's so obvious when you think about it, isn't it? It really is. While you're just doing that, Gwen, don't want to stop you.
Yeah.
Creative Design says, will glycerin work the same instead of, I think it means instead of the varnish, so that the inks would blend?
In my head, I want to say yes, but having not tried it, I couldn't give you a definitive answer. What I would say is go and try it.
Yeah.
That's all I can ever say.
Yeah.
That's how I think. I quite often think, what would happen if? And I think, well, instead of wondering, let's go and do it. And sometimes it works. And
you probably
sometimes
take as long wondering as it would to do it, wouldn't you?
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes you discover something really fabulous.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about inky products and all these products that Cosmic Shimmer give us.
Evelyn says, I will have to rewatch this portion of the show. That's the fantastic thing. All of our shows are available on our Facebook page and YouTube for as long as you want them. So they will still be there for you to rewatch tomorrow, the next day, when your products arrive. And that's great, because how many times have we bought products from elsewhere and you've bought them, and then then you've forgotten the demos or how to use them. But no, don't worry about that. The shows will still be there. So Gwen's just finishing that, but we need to start looking at demo of the show. So I've got a couple here, and then I'll get Gwen to show us. So how many finished? You've done 2 finished ones so far. You did the champagne glasses.
Oh yes, this is my third, isn't it?
And you did the rose. Could you just stand those up while you're finishing just doing...
I'm not going to get this one finished, but I will show you the finished sample and just run through the other steps of it if you want me to.
It's the competitive size coming out. She wants 3 in there.
I want 3 in there.
First of all, we did the lovely champagne flutes. There. Then you did the rose that you coloured in as well. Absolutely. Ooh, just getting there. There we go. How about doing like that? And the third one that just is coming on now. Look at the effect of that. Wow. Oh, that is so
I wish I could have
pretty.
finished it, because I've got all sorts of other bits, like the ribbon has been dyed with the intense pigment stains.
Ah, how clever. Could you just swap the champagne and the tall rose one over so that they're
so it's 1, 2, 3.
chronological order? Right, okay.
1, 2, 3.
So let's start over here because we had Sara's first. So let me do this. So we had Sara's box there first with the beautiful butterflies. That's going to be number 1. Number 2 is going to be the pop-out card with the bees. That's number 2. Number 3 is, wow, is the peacock. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? So that's number 3. Number 4 is going to be Gwen's gorgeous champagne flutes. 5 is that first rose. And 6 is the second rose. So you haven't got very long. Please get voting, and then if you've got anything else you just need to show us with to finish. I know you've shown us the finished sample.
I can just talk through
that
the
would be lovely, thank you.
So once, I haven't stuck that down, but once you've popped all your pieces back in, then I've used that honeycomb, and I've got just a couple of pieces that I've coloured, as I say, with a watered down version. Here's my background card. So you can just pop them so they're going to just peek out from the side of your tag, pop your tag on there, and the ribbon, I just wanted to show you, it started out life as a white seam binding. I got a plastic bag, put that in, a few drops of the intense pigment stain, spritz of water, screwed it up, left it to dry, and it came out like that to tie a bow. How's that?
That's lovely. I know, I do love that. But isn't it great how we can coordinate? Sometimes I do that with my alcohol pens to coordinate with what I'm colouring, but you've done that with your ink, so that it's the same ink on the card as you've coloured the ribbon. Absolutely gorgeous. So we haven't got an answer yet, so just give you a minute or two, but it's really, really quickly. So let's have a look at the dies before we finish. The first one is our one-liner dies. So there we have these here. So you're going to get all 6 sets, giving you 23 dies in total, and you're going to get those today for 10% off, and that's going to give you £60.99 or $103.49. So we can look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And the sorts of things that you could be making, sorry, I might have shown you some of these ones before, but I've just got them in my hand, is this gorgeous heart. I do think that one, oh, I've just seen another one. Let me grab a different heart one. Look at that. Paper piecing it with 2 different colours. That looks beautiful. I love that. And again, using those sentiments. Then we've got our bow. And again, I don't know how closely you can see, just because we're going to look at them in a minute. They've got the thank you, but that has just been very slightly drop shadowed. Then we've got our champagne flutes, and I love that paper piecing it back in with a different colour. Now this is going to be using some of those techniques that we've seen, using that Yupo paper and the alcohol inks, blending them together, let them mix around. We've got our butterflies, and we've got our gorgeous, gorgeous rose. Look at that. I do like that. The blue on the blue is so, so pretty. And again, so you get the extra die. So that's the main die, and then those are the extra dies. So if you want that today, that's £60.99 or $103.49. But you saw quite a lot of the elements of the sentiments. If you want those, you've got to, oh, let me move that so you can actually see. Sorry about that. You've got all 6 sentiments, and you're going to get those for an amazing price today of £25.99 or $45 today. Right, so I think we're going to have a winner in a minute, but Gwen, we'll see you back. So I'm back at 6 o'clock till 9, and you're coming on at 7 o'clock. That's right. So we'll wait to see some more absolutely fantastic ones. And the winner of Demo of the Day is, and it doesn't surprise me, is 3. Not demo of the day, demo of the show. Demo of the show, sorry. Demo of the show. There we go. I really wasn't surprised, because this one captured Sara. She loved doing this. She never spoke. It was amazing. She's just so quiet, absolutely gorgeous. So thank you for joining us. We've had a fantastic time. I have loved this. Please come back in 1 hour's time and join us again. So Craig will be in this seat, and I'll be over there for the first hour, swapping with Gwen, and then I'll be back for the last hour. And it's going to be our cartload. So I believe it's going to be fast and furious, fast paces, but some amazing, amazing prices. So please come back and join us at 6 o'clock. We'd love to see you. But if you've bought any of these, we'd love to see what you've done with these when you get them. So have a good evening, and we'll see you in an hour. Bye.